how you can start it like that.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go. So like, good.
And then we can set it to private right after that? Okay.
For you to set up private, all you go to is you go to edit. And then you just scroll down here to the visibility. Change it to wherever you want. You would go to unlisted. Then you would like click it. You click unlisted, then you would click done, then you would click save. Don't click private, because private, that means only this account can do it.
Gotcha. We will start Lady Wildcat basketball here in 3 minutes. Lady Wildcat basketball from Oak Ridge High School Wildcat Arena will begin in 3 minutes. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another game of Lady Wildcat basketball. The Lady Wildcats will be taking on the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes tonight, as they had a little bit of a Lady Wildcats had a little bit of an issue with Clinton. Clinton had some COVID issues, and so we had to get a game rescheduled, and the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa were able to pick up that game for the Lady Wildcats. So the Lady Wildcats are playing a little bit different opponent here tonight from the boys, who will play Clinton later on. We will be on Channel 15 tonight, as well as Prep Radio. Tonight's first game features the Lady Tornadoes, as we said, who are 0-1 against the Lady Wildcats, who are 3-0. Due to COVID, Alcoa only has played one game, and this is in a loss to Granger County. They lost 54-46, and the Lady Wildcats have also had several games postponed and have managed to beat Hardin Valley, Kingston, and Halls. They only played 2 games since November 19th, 12 days between Kingston and Halls, and now have 10 days since they have played Halls. They have had games postponed against Campbell County, Karnes, Clinton, but Alcoa stepped in to play for the Lady Dragons tonight. Oak Ridge was in search of their 68th straight win over Clinton, but that will have to wait until January. We will be back after 1 minute timeout, and we'd like to thank our sponsors before that. And our sponsors currently are Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge, 10 Bank of Oak Ridge, Ortho Tennessee of Oak Ridge, the Oak Ridge Utility District, and Mortgage Investors Group. We'll be back in 1 minute.
How do you send it? Do you know how to? I would assume.
Basketball fans, welcome to the Wildcat Arena at Oak Ridge High School. In our continued effort to keep our schools open and our players unemployed, we ask all spectators wear masks and maintain social distance. Your support in protecting our athletes and basketball staff is greatly appreciated. Everyone is requested to take personal responsibility.
The starting lineups are about to be announced here for the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Tornadoes. And this is the first game that the Lady Wildcats and Lady Tornadoes have played since 2011 in what used to be an annual series. Oak Ridge leads the series 40-3 since their first game in 1974. Alcoa didn't win last time they played, which was a 69-53 affair. Alcoa was 21-9 last season and has the bulk of that team back to return for this season. Oak Ridge's next game is an unscheduled game with Anderson County. The Oak Ridge was originally scheduled for January 22nd, but it was moved because both teams had an open date. We're about to have the national anthem here momentarily, so we will pause for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. We're going to move to the starting lineup.
We usually play it.
I need.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oak Ridge High School, home of your Oak Ridge Lady Wildcats. Tonight, we'd like to welcome the Lady Tornadoes from Alcoa High School. We'll start with the lineup for Alcoa. Number 5, Macy Rigg. Number 14, Mackenzie Wilbur.
Sorry for that delay, everyone. We are trying to work out a couple of technical difficulties here. The starting lineups for Alcoa are number 23, Carly Hayworth, number 34, Mac Bremer, and number 35, Brenna Ridge. I'm sorry I missed the first two announced players there for the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa. We are about to have the starting lineups for the Lady Wildcats.
First, senior number 2,
Setting into private. Number 2 for the Lady Wildcats, Kamari Mitchell-Steen, a senior, a 5'8" senior for the Lady Wildcats, is one of your starting players, along with number 11, Samaj Clark. Number 9, she is a junior. Cannon Green, number 24 for the Lady Wildcats, a sophomore, is a starter, as well as number 25, Gracie Heron, who is a sophomore for the Lady Wildcats. And your last starter for the Lady Wildcats is number 34, Hope Holt, as we are about to get ready for the tip-off here. The head coach for the Lady Wildcats is Paige Taylor. The assistant coaches are Lauren Trent, Christian Sims, and Ramonte Scruggs. Your trainer for the Wildcats is Brian Leffler.
Is it supposed to be unlisted, or do you want me to make it public?
Unlisted. And could you send the link to David? As we are about to have the tip-off here for the Lady Wildcats, as Gracie Heron is there for the tip-off, she takes it and gets it over to Holt. Holt tries to get it over to Green, as Green kicks it back out to Kamari Mitchell-Steen. Kamari Mitchell-Steen there out to Samaj Clark, who has a walk called against her, and that will be the first turnover of the night for the Lady Wildcats. Alcoa to inbound it with number 5. Number 5 for them is Ridge. She is a sophomore guard. She gets it to number 23, which is Hayworth. Hayworth gets it across the time stripe, but right before that, she steps out of bounds, so it will be a turnover to the Lady Wildcats. Early turnovers here in the matchup could be a big difference, as it seems that both teams like to press here. Holt inbounds it and gets it across the half-court stripe. She's at the top of the key. She's looking to pass. She does. She gets it out to Green. Green has it stolen away from her by Hayworth. Hayworth gets into the lane, and she goes up, and the layup is good for an early 2-point lead for the Lady Tornadoes. But the Lady Wildcats come right back up the court real fast with Hope Holt. Holt nearly turns it over, nearly has her dribble stolen, and is back at the top of the key. She needs to settle things down as she gets into the lane, looking to get it to Mitchell-Steen. Mitchell-Steen cuts back into the top of the lane, gets it off to Green. Green drives in, gives it to Gracie Heron for barely misses off the rim, gets a rebound, goes back up. Unfortunately, she did not make it, but she will be fouled. I'm sorry I didn't get the coaching staff for the Alcoa Tornadoes. The Alcoa Tornadoes are led by David Brahman as their head coach, assisted by Taylor Brown, Daly Long, and the cheer coach is Leslie Stevenson. First free throw is up and good by Gracie Heron. Gracie, that is her first point of the night to get the Lady Wildcats on the board. Gracie at the line for her second free throw, and it is also good. So we have a 2-point game here, as it looks like Kamari Mitchell-Steen will press. As 2-2 with 6:59 left in the first quarter. She gets it over to Hayworth. Hayworth travels with it, though, so that will be the second turnover for the Lady Tornadoes. Lady Tornadoes have 2, and it seems like the pressure from the Lady Wildcats has caused that, as they Lady Wildcats inbound it with Hope Holt. Holt gets it to Steen, back to Holt, who gets it over to the top of the key. She's looking to get it to Green, and she goes the other way to Gracie. Gracie gets it at the elbow, back out to Holt. Holt at the top of the key once again, over to Steen. Steen dribbles in, has it taken away, and is stolen by number 5, Ridge. Ridge over to 14, Wilburn. Wilburn back out to Brimmer. Brimmer back over to Ridge. Ridge around the key, and they're working it over from top to get into the lane with number 14. She goes in for a layup, and it's good for the Lady Tornadoes. So it is 4-2 with 6:12 left in the first quarter, as the Lady Wildcats come back up the court, and they get it over to Clark. Clark back out to Mitchell-Steen. Mitchell-Steen's going to take a 3, and it's good. Nothing but the bottom of the net for that one for Steen. That is her first 3 points of the night, and the lead is 5-4 for the Lady Wildcats with 5:55 left in the first quarter. Lady Tornadoes not giving any break to the Wildcats, though, as they shoot a 3, no good. And the Lady Wildcats want to go up the court quickly and run with Clark. Clark gets it to Green. Green looking to pass it inside, but comes back to the top of the key, gets it to Holt. Holt again at the top of the key, drives into the lane, gets it off to Gracie. Gracie under the basket for 2. Her first 2 points that are not from free throw tonight. That is a 7-4 lead for the Lady Wildcats, who are pressing with 5:26 left in the first quarter. Nice little move there by number 14, Brimmer, as she gets open. I'm sorry, that is Wilburn. Wilburn gets open for an easy 2 points. So that's 7-6. Lady Wildcats on top with 5:12 left in the first quarter. Lady Wildcats offense had it quickly, though. They nearly have a takeaway, and it is taken away by number 23, Hayworth for them. Hayworth gets into the lane, basket no good. Mitchell Steen comes down with it, gets it up to Clark. Clark over to Gracie under the basket, good! That is 9-6 for the Lady Wildcats, as it's going to be a quick-paced game here with 5:50 left in the first quarter. Across the half-court stripe they come, and it's still stolen away by Clark. Clark has it and goes into the lane, up, basket up, and good. Easy layups here for the Wildcats, as we have a timeout asked for by the Lady Tornadoes, and we will take it with them. It is a 30-second timeout.
Timeout. 30-second timeout for the first charge to begin.
James Branson back here at the Wildcat Arena with the Lady Wildcats on top of the Lady Tornadoes with 4:42 left in the first quarter. 11-6 lead here the Lady Wildcats have, as it's been an up and down the court pace, as both teams have committed a lot of turnovers, especially the Lady Wildcats, or Lady Tornadoes, excuse me, who are going back up the court and get it into the lane, and they score with number 34, Brimmer. Brimmer has been able to get into the lane a lot and get some baskets as the Lady Wildcats come back up the court when committed turnover with Clark. Clark gets it and has it taken away by Brimmer. Brimmer kicks it out to Wilburn. Wilburn over to 35, new player in the game for them, Ridge. Ridge has her shot go off the rim, and it's taken away by Holt. Holt gets it up to Clark. Clark in for the layup, and it's good. And it's 13-8. The Lady Wildcats lead with 4:02 left in the first quarter, as the Lady Tornadoes come back across the time stripe, and they, the Lady Wildcats, I believe it is Green, commits a foul, as it was there near the baseline, trying to force the Lady Tornado out, which I believe was Hayworth. And the Lady Tornado inbound comes into Ridge. Ridge gets it over to Wilburn. Wilburn dribbling, trying to get into the lane, unsuccessful. Gives it off to Ridge. Ridge back out to Wilburn. Wilburn guarded closely by Green. Green, she gets it over, back over to Ridge. Wilburn goes in for the lane for a basket there. Nice layup, and it is 13-10. 3:34 left in the first quarter. Holt brings the Lady Wildcats offense and gets it set, trying to get it to Green. Green drives into the lane, kicks it into Gracie Heron in the lane. Basket up and no good, but Gracie is fouled. Gracie having a really good night in the middle there. Gracie, her height tonight seems to be playing well for her, as the Lady Wildcats are getting it into her, and she's able to get really close to the rim. And when she hasn't scored, she's gone to the line. So this is going to be Gracie's third free throw of the night, and that is up and good. So with no time coming off the clock, Gracie scores, and that's the third time that has happened for her. And she is going to try her fourth free throw. Fourth free throw could give her her 6th point, as Kamari Mitchell-Steen comes back into the game. Gracie's free throw is up and good as well, so she is 4 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. 15-10 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 3:20 left in the first quarter. Pressure again from the Lady Wildcats, who almost create a steal there, and the Lady Tornadoes have it. It is going to be Ridge. Ridge over to Hayworth. Hayworth back over into the lane goes Brimmer. Brimmer having a nice night as she gets a layup there for the Lady Tornadoes, but back up the court comes Holt. Holt wants to go quickly. She gets it off to Steen. Steen with another three-pointer off the rim, no good. But it is going to go out to Ridge, number 5. Ridge gets it into the lane for the Tornadoes and kicks it back out for number 23, Hayworth. Hayworth misses on her three-point shot, but it gets it back. She dribbles into the lane, gets it over to one of her teammates who also goes in the lane. That is Ridge, and she is going to be fouled going up for a free throw. So 15-12, tight, close game here for the Lady Tornadoes and the Lady Wildcats. Samaj Clark was the Lady Wildcat committing that foul. We have 2:38 left in the first quarter clock. Ridge's free throw is up and good. That is Macy Ridge, number 5. I believe her sister Brianna is number 35, so I'm going to have a little bit of trouble with that. Both 5s in their name tonight. But her free throw is off the rim, no good, taken by Dean. Dean gets it out to Hayworth. Hayworth over to number 14, Wilburn. Wilburn back out to Ridge. Ridge over to Dean, working it around the three-point line. As it looks like it will be number 34, Brimmer, committing the turnover there, and it gets it to Kamari Mitchell-Steen out in the open for a 2-point easy layup, 17-13. The Lady Wildcats lead, 2:15 left in the first quarter. Steen gets another turnover. She gets it over to Hope Holt. Hope Holt goes in for another layup, and the Lady Wildcat pressure is causing all kinds of problems for the Tornadoes tonight, and it is a 19-13 lead with 2:08 left in the first quarter here. Quick moving game. Seems like turnovers are going to be the main thing that keep this game going, as Coach Redmond is talking to her team about keeping up the pace of the game, as well as, you know, Coach Brahman for the Lady Tornadoes is talking about how not to commit turnovers, how to break that press of the Lady Wildcats that Coach Taylor and her team are putting on the Lady Tornadoes tonight. A lot of the points so far coming off turnovers and easy layups. I believe a little bit of the height is going to be the issue for the Lady Tornadoes tonight. The Lady Tornadoes don't have as much height, but seem to be using a lot of motion out and around the key. They use a lot of passes to get other players open. And yes, I mistakenly called Coach Taylor by the wrong name, and I apologize for that. I'm still getting used to that. But Coach Taylor, her team tonight is playing really well. Coach, her assistants are Lauren Trent once again, Christian Sims, and Ramonte Scruggs. The Lady Tornadoes are going to inbound it 19-13. 2:08 left in the first quarter. Kamari Mitchell-Steen putting pressure on the Tornadoes. Joined by Hope Holt. Hope Holt nearly breaks the pass up, and Cannon Green tips it out of bounds for the Lady Wildcats. Lady Tornadoes inbounded. They get it into the lane there where number 34, Brimmer, scores for the Lady Tornadoes. So that makes it 19-15. 1:52 left in the first quarter. Hope Holt brings it back up. She gets it off to Clark. Clark dribbling. She gets it to Kamari Mitchell-Steen, who drives into the lane. Tries to go up for a shot. No good, but she is fouled. Kamari Mitchell-Steen will be going to the line for 2 free throws. The foul was committed there by number 5, Macy Ridge, for the Lady Tornadoes. Her first personal foul, 3rd personal foul for the Lady Tornadoes. Kamari's first free throw is up and no good. So the score remains 19-15, 1:43 left in the first quarter for the Lady Wildcats, who lead. Kamari's second free throw up and good, so it's 20-15. The Lady Wildcats lead, and they immediately go into their press. Kamari there putting pressure on Ridge. Ridge gets it off to Hayworth. Hayworth there double teamed by the Lady Wildcats, who gets it off to Macy Ridge. Macy Ridge goes into the lane, shot up, no good, rebounded by Steen. Mitchell-Steen gets it off to Gracie Heron. Gracie Heron out to Clark. Clark back into Gracie, who has the ball turned over, and I believe that Gracie was rolling. They were kind of fighting for the ball, and Gracie rolled out of bounds, and she was on the line, so that'll be a turnover for the Lady Wildcats. Hayworth inbounds it for the Tornadoes. She gets it up court, nearly a foul committed there by the Lady Wildcats, over to Brimmer. Brimmer back out and gets it to Hayworth. Hayworth dribbles around the top of the key, gets it to Ridge. Ridge dribbles, looking for an open pass. She gets it to Dean. Dean shot up and no good. That would have been a 3-pointer, but Gracie gets the rebound there, and she takes it up court. She gets it to number 23, Hart. Hart over to Clark, who thought about a 3, but gets a nice pass into Hope Holt, and she gets fouled. So Holt scores on a nice pass from Clark, 2-point layup, and she will go to the line for a 3-point play, as it looks like Kanan Green will come in for Gracie Heron. Getting all my names confused here tonight. Hope this will be her first free throw of the night. The free throw's up and no good, but Mitchell-Steen gets a rebound. She goes up, no good, but it looks like it was tipped by an Alcoa Lady Tornado, and it will be Wildcat ball, Lady Wildcat ball along the baseline there. Hope to inbound it. 46 seconds left in the first quarter. 22-15 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Holt gets it into Clark. Clark drives into the lane, steps around a defender, and goes up for a 2-point layup for the Lady Wildcats, who lead 24-15. Lady Tornadoes have to get it across the line and nearly are going to commit a turnover here. The jump ball was going to be called because Kamari Mitchell-Steen ties up Hayworth for the Lady Tornadoes. Tornadoes will inbound with Ridge. She gets it over to Hayworth. Hayworth comes across the mid-court, top of the key, off to Ridge. Ridge over to Wilburn. Wilburn back out to Dean. Dean tries to drive baseline, no, cut off. And she's put on pressure there by Hope Holton, commits a turnover, but Kamari Mitchell-Steen made a nice play, but she was already on the line. So that will be, or I'm sorry, I guess they called the Lady Tornadoes. Lady Tornadoes were out of bounds first. So it is a turnover for them. Kamari Mitchell-Steen inbounds it to Hope with 10 seconds left. 24-15 is our score. Hope gets it across the line. She's dribbling, looking for somebody to pass it to, commits a turnover. That's Hayworth. Hayworth has it. 3-2. Takes a three-point shot. Up, no good. And our score remains the same here. It is 24-15 at the end of the first quarter. Lady Wildcats lead. We will take a 1-minute break and we will be back here at Wildcat Arena, Jill Pruden Court, for the second quarter.
A dumb question. Does this need to be recording, or is that all we need?
That should be fine. I think. You might as well record it. Go ahead and record it. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena, Jill Pruden Court. The Lady Wildcats are ahead of the Lady Tornadoes, 24-15 at the start of the second quarter here. The Lady Wildcats are coached by Paige Taylor. The Alcoa Lady Tornadoes by David Brahman. We are joined here also tonight by our camera crew, Christian Rosas Rodriguez and what's your last name? Jordan Osborne. Also joining us is David Clary tonight here as the Lady Wildcats start with the inbound. They get it to Hope. Hope out to Green. Green works it around to Steen. Steen takes the handoff, goes into the lane, shot up and rolls right off the rim, but it's going to be out of bounds on number 2, Dean, for the Lady Tornadoes. 7:46 left here in the second quarter. Lady Wildcats lead and are going to inbound it under the basket here. Hope gets it out to Clark. Clark looking to drive into the lane. Defended there by 2 defenders. Gets it off to Green. Green has it stolen, but is going to be recovered by 23 for the Lady Wildcats. That is Hart. Hart gets it into Clark. But on the pass, I believe Clark is going to be fouled. I'm sorry, no, it is Hart. Lauren Hart was fouled on the pass trying to get it to Clark. So she will go to the line for 2 points, or a 2-point free throw attempt. Her first free throw is up and good. So those are her 4 first points on the night, and that extends the Lady Wildcat lead to 25-15 over the Lady Tornadoes. 7:33 left in the second quarter. Her second free throw for Hart, up and good. So 11-point lead for the Lady Wildcats, 26-15. A lot of pressure being put on the Lady Tornadoes as they break the press and get it in to number 14, Wilburn, who drives the lane. Basket is good. 26-17 is the score. Holt brings the ball up the court, gives it off to Hart. Hart put under pressure by Hayworth, but commits a foul, does Hayworth. And so Hart will not go back to the line. It will be an inbound side court on the side away from the benches. Hope inbounds it to Steen. Steen has it with 7:10 left in the second quarter. Gives it off to Green for three. She nails it, and that is going to be her first points of the night. 29-17, the Lady Wildcats lead and put more pressure on the Lady Tornadoes. Hayworth has it and is in all kind of trouble. Gets it off to Brimmer. Brimmer drives into the lane, but has a foul called on the Lady Wildcats. It is the third team foul, and the Lady Tornadoes will inbound it under the basket. Hayworth needs to get it in. 5-second call nearly on, but is broken up. Gets it over to Ridge, number 5. Back out across the key to Wilburn. Wilburn trying to look for a pass, but she travels, and that's going to be another turnover for the Lady Tornadoes, which has really plagued them all night long. The Lady Wildcats lead 29-17. Will inbound it with 6:42 left in the second quarter. Inbound comes to Steen. Steen gets it back to Hope Holt, who sets up the offense. Drives over to the elbow, trying to get a pass off. She gets it to Mitchell Steen, who's at the top of the key. Mitchell Steen gets it out to Hart. Hart drives around the three-point line, looking to pass it, gets it over to Steen, who cuts inside, goes up, but shot is no good, and another foul is going to be called. This is going to be the 7th team foul on the Lady Tornadoes. So a lot of turnovers have been committed by the Lady Tornadoes. A lot of fouls have been called on them, which it looks like they have a short-handed team here, maybe only 9 players, as Mitchell Steen misses the first free throw. 29-17 is our score. 6:22 in the second quarter is what's left as Steen hits the second of her 2 free throws. Then immediately comes back and puts on the pressure. 30-17 is our score, and the Lady Tornadoes travel. Trying to get a pass off, and a lot of pressure being put under Ridge, number 5, Macy Ridge for them, as by Kamari Mitchell Steen, which caused the turnover. Inbound will be Hart. She gets it to Holt. Holt comes across the half-court line. She gets it around 2, looking to pass, and it's to Kamari Mitchell Steen. Turnovers committed there, and Hart is back on defense and tried to set up for a charge, but moved her feet a little too much, and it's going to be a blocking call called on Lauren Hart for the Lady Wildcats, which will put Macy Ridge on the line for some more free throws. She's already hit, I believe, a few tonight, as it looks like Gracie Heron is going to be checking in for the Lady Wildcats. Ridge, her first free throw is up and good. That is 30-18, which is our lead now. The Lady Wildcats lead with 6:05 left in the second quarter. Ridge back at the line for her second free throw. Up and good. So the lead is now 30-19. Hope inbounds it to Samaj, who gets it back to Hope. Hope comes across the line, gets it to Clark. Clark drives toward the lane, gets it out to Kamari Mitchell Steen. Skip pass over to Green. Green tries to get it to Hope Holt, who's cutting into the lane, gets it to Macy. Macy kind of fumbles with it for a moment, but gets it out to Kamari Mitchell Steen, who takes another 3, and it's up and good, but I believe it is going to be waved off, and that is the case, because I believe there was a travel called on the Lady Wildcats. 30-19 is our lead, 5:40 left in the second quarter. Nearly turned over, and is turned over here by the Lady Tornadoes, as just trying to go a little bit too fast there was Brimmer. Brimmer tried to kick it back out and save the pass, but it went out on the sideline there. So Lady Wildcats inbound at 5:35 left in the second quarter. 30-19 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Skip pass here to Clark. Clark drives baseline. Ball goes out of bounds, but it is going to stay with the Lady Wildcats because Macy Ridge tipped it as Clark was driving baseline. Hope Holt will inbound here for the Lady Wildcats. She puts the play in motion, gets it into Kamari Mitchell Steen, who goes up for a pass, but it is immediately taken away there and goes out of bounds. Will remain Lady Wildcat ball. Side basket of the baseline. Hope gets it into Clark. Clark drives into the lane once again, and again has it taken away there by Brimmer. Brimmer gets it to Hayworth. Hayworth drives up, gets it into the lane. Shot blocked by Kamari Mitchell Steen. Nice recovery there by Mitchell Steen as she kept her feet. I'm sorry, that was Samaj Clark. Samaj Clark kept her feet moving, was able to come up with the block there as Hayworth was driving the lane. Nearly another 5-second call called under the basket as Hayworth was inbounding it. She gets it inbound to Brimmer. Brimmer drives the lane and tries to kick it out, but there's going to be a foul called on the Lady Wildcats. That will be a foul on Hope. That is her second foul. Team fifth foul for the Lady Wildcats as Hope is going to come out, and it is Hart that comes in for her. Hayworth puts the play in motion under the basket. Looking for somebody to get it to, comes out long to Macy Ridge. Ridge takes a long three-pointer. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Gracie. Gracie Herron gets it up, and the Lady Wildcats set in their offense with Clark. Clark gets it to Steen, but has it taken away there. Steen immediately comes back, nearly has a steal of her own, but a double dribble is going to be called because Clark came back to help Kamari Mitchell-Steen, and I believe it is Ridge is going to be called for the double dribble there. So the Lady Wildcats will inbound it on the sideline. That is Green. Green gets it over to Kamari Mitchell-Steen. Mitchell-Steen skip pass to Clark. Clark drives into the lane. Goes up. Shot is no good. Gets her own rebound. Goes back up. Shot is good this time. 32-19 is the score for the Lady Wildcats. 4:40 left in the second quarter. The Lady Tornadoes inbounded. They get to Hayworth. Hayworth over to Ridge. Ridge double teamed at the middle court. Gets it over back. Stolen by Herron. Herron gets it up court. That is going to be Kamari Mitchell-Steen on a run out. Basket up and good. There as a timeout for the Lady Tornadoes is called. 34-19 is our score. 4:26 left in the first half. We will take a 30-second timeout with them. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena as the Lady Wildcats are up on the Lady Tornadoes, a very good team who returned a lot of players from last year. The score for the Lady Wildcats, 35-19 over the Lady Tornadoes. 4:26 left in the second quarter here. Lady Tornadoes will have it. Ridge inbounds it to Hayworth. Hayworth immediately gets it up court and put under pressure at midcourt there by Samaj Clark, and they're going to call a blocking foul because Hayworth tripped and fell on the ball. I don't really think that was a blocking foul there. It looked like Samaj kept moving her feet. Seems like the refs here have gotten a little bit whistle happy in the second quarter. But nonetheless, the Lady Tornadoes inbound it. It is going to be Hayworth. Hayworth takes a three at the top of the key. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Wildcats. That is Clark. Clark gets it up court immediately. Gets it out to Kamari Mitchell-Steen. She goes up. Good. 2-point shot. Layup by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. The lead 36-19. Lady Wildcats putting all kinds of pressure on the Lady Tornadoes. They get a skip pass out to Dean. Dean, 3-point shot. No good. Up. Wilburn gets the rebound. We get it out to Ridge there eventually, and 3-point shot again up and no good. Macy comes down with the Herron comes down with the rebound, and the Lady Wildcats come up court quickly to Clark. Clark gets it out to Steen for another 3-pointer, no good. Long rebound comes out to Dean of the Lady Tornadoes. She gets it up court quickly to Wilburn. Wilburn drives into the lane, shot up and good there by Wilburn. 36-21 the score. Lady Wildcats lead. 3:26 left in the second quarter. Mitchell-Steen has it. She gets it off to Green. Green looking to pass, now dribbles inside. Pass is deflected and taken away by Macy Ridge. Ridge drives the full length of the court, gets it off to Wilburn. Wilburn looking to pass, gets it out to Hayworth for three. Is no good. It's going to be rebounded by Green there. 3 minutes left in the second quarter for the Lady Wildcats. Green picks up her dribble, gives it off to Mitchell-Steen. Mitchell-Steen drives into the lane, which is wide open, gets it off to Gracie Herron for two. Layup is good. 38-21. Nice play there by Mitchell-Steen as she drove into the lane, got it off to Gracie. 2:48 left in the second quarter here as the Lady Wildcats set up their defense. Hayworth thinks about a three, drives the lane, shot up, no good, and Gracie was standing there in the middle of the lane as Hayworth was not able to get the shot up. 2:39 left in the second quarter. Hope Holt comes in for Samaj. Samaj going to go to the bench as the Lady Wildcats lead 38-21. Hope has the ball at the mid-court stripe, trying to set up the offense. She drives right, gives it off to Hart. Hart double team there, gets it back to Holt. Hope looking to pass, gets it over to Hart, who's on the baseline. Hart comes back up court, looks to get it to Hope. Hope goes into the middle there and throws it out of bounds as Gracie was standing on the baseline, not able to get that bucket there. 2:15 left in the second quarter. Lady Tornadoes come across half-court line with Hayworth. Hayworth double teamed by, I believe that is Green and Mitchell Steen, as she is going to throw the ball away at the baseline. And the Lady Wildcats are leading 38-21. 2:06 left in the first half here. And many turnovers have been committed by the Lady Tornadoes, who have seen a 17-point lead grow throughout the game here. Lady Wildcats on offense try to get it to Gracie. Gracie gets it back out to Kamari. Kamari skip pass over to Hart. Hart to Holt. Back into Gracie. Back out to Hart. Hart's going to take a three-pointer, and it's up and good. It's a 41-21 lead for the Lady Wildcats with 1:40 left in the first half here, as the Lady Tornadoes come up the court with Hayworth. Hayworth eventually gets it on to Wilburn, who drives in the lane, up and good there. So the lead goes back to 18, 41-23, the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 1:24 left in the second quarter. Hope Holt gets the offense set up, gets it over to Kamari. Kamari skip pass to Green. Green comes out of the corner, gets it over to Holt, who drives into the lane. Gets it back out to Kamari Mitchell-Steen, who's going to take a three off the rim. No good. Going to be rebounded by Hayworth. Hayworth comes up the court. The Lady Wildcats need to set their defense up. Nice attempt there and good recovery by Hart. And a travel is going to be called on Hayworth, who just didn't have her feet set. And so yet another turnover for the Lady Tornadoes. Just under 1 minute, 55 seconds here we have left in the first half, as Holt comes up the court. She gets it to Hart. Hope looks to hold the ball momentarily with a 41-23 lead. Hope gets it over to Kamari. Kamari hands it off to Green. Green drives around to the top key, gets it to Hope, who takes an elbow jumper up and good. 43-23 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 28 seconds left in the second quarter here at Wildcat Arena. A lot of pressure being put on the Tornadoes by the Lady Wildcats. They eventually get it across the line. It's going to be over to Brimmer. Brimmer gets it in to number 35, Ridge, who is going to be fouled by Hart. It is Hart's second foul, team 7th foul for the Lady Wildcats. Brianna Ridge is going to have her first free throw up and good. So a 43-24 lead for the Lady Wildcats. 15 seconds left in the first half here at Wildcat Arena. Ridge, second free throw, up and rattles around and good, as we're going to have a substitution come in for the Lady Tornadoes at the end of the play. 43-25 the lead for the Lady Wildcats, and a timeout is taken by the Lady Wildcats, I believe, and it is going to be a 30-second timeout. So we will take that with them, be back here in 30 seconds. Lady Wildcats lead 43-25. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. The Lady Wildcats are up currently on Alcoa 43-25. One score to kind of keep you updated on is that the boys JV team beat the Clinton boys JV team 56-37. 56-37. Oak Ridge boys JV defeated Clinton. Lady Wildcats have it, 10 seconds left. Steen drives into the lane. She gets it off to Clark. Clark commits a turnover there, and it's with 3 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like the Lady Tornadoes are just going to dribble this one out, as they do heading into half. The Lady Wildcats score remains the same coming out of that timeout, 43-25. the lead going into halftime. As I was saying, they're just coming out of that timeout. The boys JV had a really nice win. A lot of freshmen for the Wildcats played. A lot of the football players coming back that I saw, and some of the freshman football players had been practicing with the Wildcats for a good period of time, but you get Brandon Hayward back. I saw him out there tonight, one of the football players that they got back recently, as well as I believe Makai Tanaka was out there. I believe that Price Davis was out there for the Wildcats, and really had a good all-around win. The score continued to grow. 56-37 was the final of that game at half here. If you're just tuning in on Prep Radio or on Channel 15 in Oak Ridge, the lead for the Lady Wildcats at halftime is 43-25. We will take a 4-minute break, and we will be back in 4 minutes. Hopefully we will have some statistics. Whew. That was a quick first half. How's it going down there, Christian?
Pretty good.
Hey, do you all usually do the national anthem up here?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Why?
I was just curious. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena as the Lady Wildcats are up 43-25 over the Lady Tornadoes. We have about 4 minutes here before the second half begins. Seems like a lot of the issues for the Lady Tornadoes tonight have been turnovers, as well as a little bit of foul trouble to get started, but the Lady Wildcats kind of closed the gap in that area late in the second quarter as both teams had 7 fouls apiece in the first half there. Lady Wildcats obviously coming out with a lot of pressure out of inbounds against the Lady Tornadoes and gotten a lot of points off of that tonight. Scoring for the Lady Wildcats tonight, the Lady Wildcats are led by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. She has 11 points in the game. I believe several of those coming off of three-point shots. Followed there by Gracie Herron. Gracie having a really good night. She is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. She's also made a couple of nice layups when the defense has slacked off of her and kind of collapsed on the person with the ball. And so Gracie's had 3 nice layups that she's been able to get there under the basket for the Lady Wildcats. She has 10 points. Again, for the Lady Wildcats, Samaj Clark, great night so far, 8 points and causing a lot of havoc. Her and Kamari both are putting pressure on the backcourt of the Lady Tornadoes. And also in scoring for the Lady Wildcats tonight, Hope Holt has 6 points. Most of those coming off of drive-in shots from the top of the key or the side key there. And rounding out the scoring for the Lady Wildcats is Kanan Green. Kanan Green has 3 points coming on that 1 3-point make in the second quarter. So really nice job there all around for the Lady Wildcats, distributing the ball as well as creating shots by driving into the lane. We have about 2 minutes here before the start of the second half as both teams are coming back out on the court to warm up. Once again, the Lady Wildcats lead 43-25 as we are about to start the second half. We will be back after this 2-minute timeout. Are we going to stop and start the stream for the boys? Will we stop and start the stream for the boys or just continue right on through?
I thought we were just going to continue.
I was just curious. I didn't know. I wasn't sure how you said
That's why I didn't put a title to it. Basketball.
Okay, sounds good. Welcome back here to Wildcat Arena as the Lady Wildcats and Lady Tornadoes are about to take the court for the second half. Want to thank our sponsors once again: Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge, Tin Bank of Oak Ridge, Ortho Tennessee of Oak Ridge Utility District, and Mortgage Investors Group. Lady Tornadoes have the ball. They give it off and try to get into the middle there, but it's going to be blocked by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. Kamari Mitchell-Steen has yet another block on the game tonight. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Lady Tornado ball. It's going to be Hayworth, Ridge, number 5. It's also going to be Bremer, Wilburn, and number 35, Brianna Ridge, for the Lady Tornadoes. That is their lineup. We have Hayworth with the ball, defended by Mitchell Steen. She gets it over to Brimmer. Brimmer gets it back over to Hayworth. Hayworth dribbling around, looking to pass. She gets it to Wilburn. Wilburn at the top of the key gives it to Macy Ridge. Macy, she gives it off, and they dribble in and get it back out to her around the three-point line, and it's going to be Brimmer. Brimmer hands it off to Hayworth, who drives into the lane. It's going to be tipped by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. The Lady Wildcats defense comes up with a stop. Give it off to Hope. Hope back into Kamari Mitchell-Steen, goes in for a layup, no good. Nearly rebounded by Heron, and it's going to be rebounded by Green, and there's going to be a turnover committed, and it's the Lady Tornadoes come rushing out with Hayworth. Hayworth steps around, shot up, no good, and there's going to be a foul called after the fact. So we played 1 minute and 1 second. 6:59 left in the third quarter. 43-25 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. No points have been scored thus far in the second half. First team foul for the Lady Wildcats, first on Kamari Mitchell-Steen. Inbound comes in. Mitchell-Steen nearly gets a steal there, and a turnover is eventually committed, but it is going to be, I believe, they called a kicked ball or maybe a travel. I think it looked like a kicked ball, so it is going to be a turnover for the Lady Tornadoes, and so the Lady Wildcats have the ball. 6:50 left in the third quarter. Hope Holt has it, dribbles in, and gets it back out to Clark. Clark comes back around the three-point line to Steen at the top of the key. Sets a screen for does Clark. Mitchell-Steen drives past the screen, drives in, and good. Is a two-point layup by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. So the Lady Wildcat lead is 45-25. Lady Tornadoes come right back up the court with 6:29 left in the third quarter. Shot up and good in the lane by Wilburn. Wilburn scores for the Lady Tornadoes. 45-27 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 6:16 left in the third quarter. Clark has it for the Lady Wildcats. She kicks it out to Mitchell-Steen. Mitchell-Steen drives around, gives it off to Holt. Hope drives into the lane, spins around, shot up, no good. Rebounded by herself, goes up again, once again, no good. And I believe there's going to be a push call there by Gracie Heron, so that is going to be the third foul called on the Lady Wildcats. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. 45-27 is the score for the Lady Wildcats, who lead. Ridge has it for the Tornadoes. She gets it off to Hayworth, who travels, trying to get a pass off. So another turnover yet again for the Lady Tornadoes, who were under a lot of pressure by the Lady Wildcats. 5:55 left on the third quarter clock. Inbound comes to Holt. Hope picks up her dribble, gives it off to Green. Green takes the shot, no good. Rebounded by Wilburn for the Tornadoes. They get it up court to Hayworth. Hayworth drives into the lane, steps around. Kamari, shot up, no good. Kamari gets the rebound, though, comes away with it, and is able to get it to Clark, who gets it back to Kamari, comes across the half-court stripe, goes, gets it over to Heron. Heron, two-point shot up and good. That is her 12th point of the night. 47-27 is the lead. 5:25 left in the third quarter. Small press put on by the Lady Wildcats, who a foul is going to be called on as Ridge was driving across. The foul is going to be called on Kamari Mitchell-Steen. That's going to be her second personal foul. And I believe it should be the team fourth, but there it shows 3 up on the scoreboard. Either way, it is Lady Tornado ball. Ridge gets it into her sister Ridge as she gets it into Brimmer in the lane, spins around, shot up and good there by Brimmer. Brimmer, who I believe that is her 12th point of the night, gets 29 points on the board for the Lady Tornadoes. 47-29 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Lady Wildcats working around. Samaj Clark drives in, shot up, no good, and it was actually an air ball as the ball went out of bounds. Lady Tornadoes let it go out of bounds, and we have a substitution in the game. That is Hart, who comes in for Clark. The Lady Tornadoes have it. They work it up across the midcourt stripe over to Brimmer. Brimmer kicks it out to Ridge for 3. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Hope. 4:40 left, and Hope trips over the ball, and a jump ball is going to be called on it because Hope tripped, and the Lady Tornadoes tied it up as the possession arrow goes to the Lady Wildcats. So Hope gets it back. 4:37 left in the third quarter. 47-29 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Hope dribbles. She picks up her dribble, gives it off to Hart. Hart looking to get it over to Green, who takes the handoff. Green dribbles and put under a lot of pressure by Brimmer, who is going to commit the foul on Green. Green, who was trying to drive around, and I believe to give it to Hope, and that is going to be the first foul on Brimmer, the team first foul in the second half, as the Lady Wildcats will inbound it baseline. Hope inbounds it to Kamari. Kamari gets it inside to Gracie. Gracie spins, turns around, shot up, no good, rebounded by Wilburn. Wilburn gets it up court and has it tipped by Kamari. Kamari takes it away and goes up into the basket, shot up and good, and they're going to count it. Really nice job by Kamari to get the ball, steal it, spin down toward the baseline, shot up, and it is good. The foul is, I believe, going to be called on Brimmer. So Kamari will go to the line for a three-point play. 49-29, the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Shot up and good. That is Kamari's, I believe, her third free throw of the night with 4:13 left in the third quarter. 50-29 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Once again, putting pressure on it, and it's going to be Steen that comes away with another steal off of that, and she goes up and good for another layup. And so that's another 5 quick points for Kamari Mitchell-Steen, 52-29, the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 3:56 left in the third quarter. Hayworth gets it in and eventually kicks it out. It's going to be worked around to Brimmer. Brimmer gets it to Dean. Dean drives into the lane, shot up and good as it rolls around. So 52-31 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 3:40 left in the third quarter. Hope comes up and dribbles into the corner trying to get it to Green, and then the ball is going to be tied up. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow goes back to the Lady Tornadoes. Macy Ridge coming in, substituting into the game for the Lady Tornadoes, as I believe Brimmer comes out, who has a lot of the points tonight so far for the Tornadoes. 3:30 left in the third quarter. Lady Tornadoes have it. Dean fakes the shot, goes up, no good. Ball was deflected. Brimmer is going to be on the court, and both teams are fighting over it. A scrum kind of breaks out, and the jump ball is going to be called as the Lady Wildcats are going to come away. So several turnovers, several jump balls being called here in the third quarter. 3:15 left in the third quarter. 52-31 is the score. Lady Wildcats lead. Kamari Mitchell-Steen has it. She drives into the lane, shot up and no good, but a foul is going to be called on the Lady Tornadoes. So a lot of fouls being called driving into the lane on the Lady Tornadoes, as Macy Ridge is going to have another foul called on her. Team third foul as Kamari goes to the line, shot up and good. So 53-31 is the score for the Lady Wildcats. 3:07 left in the third quarter here. Kamari back to the line for another free throw attempt, and the shot is up and good as well. 54-31 our score. Lady Wildcats lead as the Tornadoes are under all types of pressure. Hayworth has it. She gets it over to Brimmer. Brimmer drives into the lane, turns around, shot up, and good as it rolls in. Lead is 54-33. Lady Wildcats quickly come back up court to Green. Green gets it off to Hart. 2:45 left in the third quarter. Holt has it. Holt looking to pass, dribbles around, gives it over to Mitchell-Steen, who cuts to the basket, who gives it off to Gracie Heron. Misses a layup, but gets it back and scores. Really nice job there by the Lady Wildcats. 56-33 the score as Kamari Mitchell-Steen comes away with another steal. Goes up, shot is no good, but a foul is going to be called on Ridge, I believe. So Kamari getting several steals here, 3 to my count in the third quarter, which has allowed the Lady Wildcats to extend their lead. Currently 56-33. Kamari's first free throw attempt up and good as Samaj Clark's going to come into the game. Out goes Kanan Green as Clark comes in. 2:22 left in the third quarter. 57-33 our score now. Kamari free throw up and no good. But the rebound is going to go to the Lady Tornadoes. They get it off to Hayworth. Hayworth comes to the top of the key, takes a three-pointer, and it's good. And so the Lady Tornadoes answer 57-36. The Lady Wildcats lead 2:05 left in the third quarter. Kamari has it at the top of the key, skip pass over to Clark. Clark works it in and then backs it back out around the three-point line, put under a lot of pressure there by Brimmer. Gets it over to Hart. Hart drives into the lane, kicks it out to Clark. Clark drives back into the lane, kicks it out to Hope. Hope drives back into the lane on the baseline, gets it out to Samaj. Samaj comes back baseline, shot up, no good, rebounded by Gracie, and then down goes on the out of bounds mark, but it looked like it was touched by a Lady Tornado, so it will remain Lady Wildcat ball. 1:41 left in the third quarter. 57-36, the Lady Wildcats lead. Hope inbounds it. She gets it to Clark around the three-point line. She takes the shot, no good. Gracie rebounds, shot back up and good there. So Gracie having a really nice night down on the baseline, and she's able to get a lot of shots. 59-36 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Hayworth comes back up court, three-point shot, no good. Rebounded by the Lady Wildcats. Kamari Mitchell-Steen drives back into the lane, good. There's nice layup there by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. 61-36. Lady Wildcats leave. 1 minute, 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Lady Tornadoes nearly have it taken away, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Gracie as she pushed. That would be Brianna Ridge, and they're going to call it on Lauren Hart, but I believe it looked like Gracie was the one down there. Either way, Lady Wildcats commit a foul. It's going to be a inbound for the Lady Tornadoes. They get it to Hayworth. Hayworth dribbling around, gets it off to Wilburn. Wilburn gets it back over to, I believe that's Brimmer. She drives it baseline, good is her shot. So that's a 2-point shot there for her. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Lady Wildcats lead 61-38. As Hope Holt has it. Hope drives into lane, has it taken away by Wilburn. Kamari Mitchell-Steen is back, and it will be Wilburn giving off to Hayworth, who goes in for a layup. And the lead is now 61-40. Lady Wildcats lead. 25 seconds left in the third quarter. I believe I might just dribble it out here and wait for the last shot if that were the Lady Wildcats. It looks like Hope is trying to do that. Gets it into Gracie, who goes up for a shot, but no good. 15 seconds left here in the third quarter. 61-40 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Gracie, who I believe is perfect on the night from the free throw line, goes back in for another free throw, and I think I jinxed her there as she missed it. So the lead stays the same, 61-40. Number 42, Emily Lindsay, comes in for Clark, who goes out. Gracie's second free throw attempt, up and good. 15 seconds left. 62-40 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats, who put pressure on the inbound. Long inbound comes to Brimmer. Brimmer back to Dean. Dean still under pressure in the backcourt. And they get it across, and it goes back to Brimmer. Brimmer off to Hayworth. 7 seconds. Hayworth wants to take the last shot. 4 seconds. They're going to have to get it off if they want to score here. Back to Dean. She gets the shot off. No good. And the end of the third quarter comes as we have a 62-40 lead. Lady Wildcats over the Lady Tornadoes. We will take a 1-minute break. Be back here at Wildcat Arena and Jill Pruden Court after this 1-minute timeout. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. The Lady Wildcats are up on the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa. 62-40 is the score as we enter the fourth quarter. Lady Wildcats scoring 19 points, while the Lady Tornadoes scoring 15 points in that last quarter. Lady Wildcats will start on defense, as it looks like Ridge is going to inbound it for the Lady Tornadoes, who have an uphill climb here, and it looks like the Lady Wildcats are going to move to 5-1, 4-0, as obviously nothing is out of the contest yet. But the Lady Wildcat defense stands as Bremer goes to the line, no good. Kamari Mitchell-Steen comes out with it, drives into the lane, shot no good. Rebounded by the Lady Tornadoes, Ridge. Ridge looking for somebody to pass it to, but great defense by Hart as she takes it away, but unfortunately steps out of bounds. So once again, the pressure and the turnovers by the Lady Wildcats, or the pressure put on the Wildcats, causing problems for the Lady Tornadoes, who committed turnovers all night. Unfortunately, we stepped out of bounds, so the Lady Tornadoes have it. They come back up court. Dean has it, tries to dribble into the lane, cut off there by Hart. Gets it out to, I believe that is Wilburn. She drives in the lane. Shot is good. 62-42. The Lady Wildcats lead and nearly have it taken away on the inbounds, but Kamari comes away with it. Kamari drives into lane. Drives, shot, no good. And she is going to go to the line as a foul, I believe, is going to be called on Bremer. And it is. That is going to be the 6th-team foul. Second foul on her. Lady Wildcats lead 62-42. 7:12 left in the game. Kamari Mitchell-Steen at the line. Shot up, no good. Rare miss for Kamari tonight, who's had a really good night. At halftime, she had 11 points. Came on with a spurt there in the third quarter with several steals and free throws, probably getting close to 20 points as her second free throw is up, no good. Rebounded, though, by Lindsay. Lindsay has it taken away, and the Tornadoes will come away with it. 7:05 left in the game. Hayworth has it, gives it off to Ridge. Ridge drives into the lane. Good is her layup. And they will count the basket as she was fouled. It's going to be a foul called on Hope Holt. Her third foul, 4th team foul, as Ridge goes to the line for the and one. Shot up and good. Ridge scores. That makes the score for the game 62-45 with 6:56 left in the fourth quarter. Hope Holt has it, looking to give it off, but a travel's called, but there's no way that could have been a travel. Hope was standing still. The ref is saying that she shifted her feet, but I don't know how you can shift your feet when you're standing still. Like, she didn't even move her feet. Either way, it's a turnover for the Lady Wildcats, and it's going to go to the Tornadoes. They have it with Hayworth. Hayworth gives it off to Ridge, goes around, gets into the lane, back out to Hayworth around the three-point line, drives, gets it off to Wilburn. Wilburn trying to get in the lane, but cut off by Holt. Holt, good defense there by her. Back out to Hayworth. Hayworth drives in, doesn't have any success. Ridge tries to drive in, doesn't have any success. Doesn't look like the Lady Tornadoes are going to be able to get in the lane, but a kick out is here to Dean. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Lindsay. Lindsay comes away with it and throws it away, and it's going to be taken away by the Lady Tornadoes. So a walk should have been called there by them as they were on the ground wrestling for it. So not necessarily the best officiating if you're going to call a walk on Hope, who apparently shifted her feet while standing still, and not call it there as the Lady Tornadoes were rolling on the ground fighting for it. It's going to be a jump ball here, and the Lady Wildcats come away with it. 6:05 left in the fourth quarter. 62-45 is the lead. Hope has it, looking to pass it. Not able to get it off just yet. The 5 count is on, and we got to be aware of that. Gets it off to Hart. Hart gets it and is going to be fouled there by Bremer, who just came back into the game. Substitution is going to be coming in for the Lady Wildcats. Herring comes in. 7th team foul for the Lady Tornadoes. 3rd foul on Bremer. It is going to be Hart at the line for the Lady Wildcats. 62-45 the lead. 5:54 left in the fourth quarter. First free throw up and good for Hart. So she gets on the board there as Dean is going to substitute into the game. Once again, want to thank our camera personnel, Christian Rosas Rodriguez, Jordan Osborne, David Clary back doing stats for us. We really appreciate that as the lead is 63-45. Hart's second free throw up and good. So 2 points for Hart as she comes away with 2 free throws there and extends the lead 64-45 over the Lady Tornadoes. Lady Wildcat defense comes away with the steal. Gets it out to Kamari Mitchell-Steen, who drives into the lane. Shot no good. Holt there for the rebound. Gets it out to Gracie. Gracie tries to get it back out to Hart. Hart works it around the three-point line. Joe's in for a free throw jumper, and it's good by Hart. So 4 quick points by Hart. 66-45 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 5:27 left in the game here as they get it off to Wilburn. Wilburn gets it to Ridge, has it taken away by Holt. She gets it up court and into the lane, takes a free throw jumper once again. Shot no good. Going to be rebounded by the Lady Tornadoes. Hayworth drives into the lane. Takes a free throw line jumper, no good. Rebound nearly by Holt, but Hayworth comes away with it. Hayworth drives into the lane. Gets a layup, good there. 66-47 is the score. 4:55 left in the game. Lady Wildcats probably want to settle it down here as Green had it, and a foul is going to be called on maybe Hayworth or Wilburn. It is going to be Hayworth, and then that is her 4th foul, and that's a big foul for them because that puts her in foul trouble. Her 8th team foul, her 4th foul, and that is their starting point guard. Green goes to the free throw line. Her first free throw attempt is up and good. 67-47 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. The lead's kind of stayed at about 20 for about 3 quarters as Green's second free throw is up and good. 68-47 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 4:48 left in the 4th quarter. Hayworth has it, has 5 fouls, got to be smart, gets it off to Dean. Dean tries to drive baseline, has it taken away by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. Kamari Mitchell-Steen races up to court, has 2 people to get it off to, decides to take a shot and has it deflected. Lady Wildcats come back up, or Lady Tornadoes come up to court with Dean. Dean off to Wilburn, layup is good. The lead is now 68-49 for the Lady Wildcats. 4:23 left in the 4th quarter. Holt has it. She drives into the lane, gives it off to Kamari. Kamari drives back into the lane, tries to get it to Gracie, but it goes out of bounds, and it looks like the ball is going to stay with the Lady Wildcats as it was tipped by a Lady Tornado. Holt to inbound. She's looking for who to get it to. Got to get it in quickly, and eventually gets it into Gracie out around the 3-point line. Gets it over to Kamari. 4:10 left in the game. Kamari tries to drive into the lane. Does. Layup is up and good. There by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. She extends the lead back to 70-49 over the Lady Tornadoes. Just under 4 minutes left in the game as the Lady Tornadoes are dribbling it. Ridge has it. Good defense there by Holt. Gives it out to Dean. Dean tries to drive into the lane, but a foul is going to be called, I believe, either on Holt or Hart, as both were near Dean as she was driving into the lane. She was fouled in the act of shooting. Shot was no good, so she will go to the line. The foul is going to be on Holt, her 4th foul, team 5th foul in the second half. 3:48 left in the 4th quarter. First free throw up by Dean, no good. Samaj Clark will be coming into the game for the Lady Wildcats for Holt, who goes out with 4 fouls. Got to make sure that we keep her both rested and out of foul trouble. As Dean's second free throw up, no good, rebounded by Gracie Heron. She gives it off to Hart. 3:45 left in the game here. Hart defended by Dean. Hart tries to drive into the lane, has it taken away, and a foul is going to be called on, I believe, Wilburn, as the ball kind of got out of control there, but Hart was able to get it back under control, and it will be on Wilburn. Her 4th team foul, 9th foul for the Lady Tornadoes. 70-49 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 3:38 left in the game. Hart goes to the line, came up with 2 big free throws just a moment ago, and has her 3rd up and good as well. So 71-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats, as a lot of foul trouble here for the Lady Tornadoes. 2 players, I believe, with 4 team fouls. Hart, again, her free throw up and good. So 4 free throws here in the second half for Lauren Hart. and the lead is 72-49. Lady Tornadoes come back. They try to shoot a three-pointer up and no good by Wilburn. Rebound by Gracie Heron. Gracie looking to get it to somebody. She gets it to Kamari. Kamari splits two defenders, comes back up court, drives into the lane, takes on a defender and kicks it out to Samaj. Samaj for three, no good. Gracie with the rebound up, no good. Gracie fighting for it, and it comes back over to Kamari, who goes up and good. Layup good by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. 74-49 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 3:05 left in the fourth quarter. Alcoa has it. They get it over to Hayworth. Hayworth tries to drive around defenders, and she gets it over to Brimmer. Brimmer drives into the lane. Shot no good, but a foul is going to be committed there by Hart. That is going to be the sixth team foul, the fourth foul on Hart. So a little bit of free throw trouble here again for the Lady Wildcats, who take it away by Kamari Mitchell-Steen. Kamari comes across half-court line, drives into the lane, tries to get up a shot, no good, but another foul is going to be called here. It looks like anytime that either team gets into the lane, a foul is going to be called here by these officials. And that is going to be Brimmer with the foul, and that is her fourth foul. So 10th team foul for the Lady Tornadoes. 74-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 2:56 left in the game. First free throw attempt by Kamari Mitchell-Steen is up and good. Hope Holt comes back into the game for Hart, who had 4 fouls. Kamari Mitchell-Steen back to the line once again. 75-49 the lead. Kamari's second free throw up and good. 76-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 2:55 left in the game. Hayworth has it for the Tornadoes. She gives it off to Ridge. Ridge gives it off to the other Ridge. She gives it back to Hayworth for three. Shot no good. Air ball there, and it's going to be taken away by Wilburn. Wilburn shot up, no good. Long rebound, and looks like the jump ball is going to be called as a nice save was made by Kamari Mitchell-Steen, and a jump ball is going to be called after the two players were fighting over, and it's going to be possession arrow to the Lady Tornadoes. They will inbound it with 2:35 left in the game. 76-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. They get it. The Tornadoes get it off to Ridge. Ridge dribbling around, gets it off to Hayworth. Hayworth tries to drive into the lane, cut off there by Mitchell-Steen, and nearly a turnover committed, but Kamari's right there back on Hayworth. And she gets it off to Ridge. Back out to Hayworth for three, no good. Long rebound is going to go to the Tornadoes. They get it off to Ridge. Ridge back out to Hayworth for another three-point shot attempt, no good, as they're just not able to get it up and good from the three-point line are the Lady Tornadoes, as the Lady Wildcats come away with it. 2 minutes left in the game. 76-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Hope, nobody guarding her for three. Shot no good. Going to be rebounded by Kamari. Kamari comes away with it, gets to Holt. Back over to Gracie. Under the basket. Good. Nice passing there by the Lady Wildcats as Gracie Heron scores 2 points. 78-49 the lead now for the Lady Wildcats. 1:40 left in the ball game here as Ridge has it for the Tornadoes. Dribbles behind the back. Gets it out to Brimmer. Brimmer drives into the lane. No good, and another foul is going to be committed by Hope Holt. I believe, unfortunately, that is going to be her 5th team foul as she comes out. Going to be the 8th team foul total. So, unfortunately, a good night ending here for Hope as she has 5 fouls. It looks like Emily Lindsay is going to come into the game for the Lady Wildcats for Hope. Brimmer is going to go to the line. First free throw up and no good. Rebound goes out to Ridge for the Lady Tornadoes. Shot up, no good. Gracie comes down with the rebound. It goes out to Kamari, who's going to have it deflected out of bounds, and it is going to stay with the Lady Wildcats. Kamari is going to inbound it on the sideline there. I'm sorry, it's going to be Green inbounding it on the sideline, trying to get it to Kamari, defended by 2 defenders, and she gets it up court to Kamari, but Kamari is going to be fouled just across the half-court line. 1:23 left in the ball game. 78-49, the lead for the Lady Wildcats, excuse me, as Brimmer commits her 5th team foul. So more foul trouble here for the Lady Tornadoes. It looks like Brimmer is going to come out of the game. Hayworth, who has, I believe, 4 fouls of her own, is going to come back in the game. So Brimmer is out. 78-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Kamari Mitchell-Steen at the line once again. Shot up, no good. And we are in the double bonus as the Lady Tornadoes were kind of fighting for the rebound there as Dean came down with it, but we're in the double bonus, so Kamari gets 2 shots. 70. She missed the first and misses the second here. Dean comes away with the rebound, deflected by Samaj. Samaj gets it off to Gracie. Gracie shot up, no good. Going to be tipped out of bounds, supposedly by a Lady Wildcat. I thought it went off on Dean, but it's going to be Lady Tornado ball as they get it into Hayworth. 1:15 left in the game here. 78-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. Ridge has it. She gives it off to Wilburn. Wilburn dribbling around the three-point line, gives it off to the other Ridge. Ridge gives it back to Ridge, drives into the lane, up, no good, but a foul is going to be called on the Lady Wildcats. It's going to be Macy Ridge, I believe, that is going to go to the line for the Lady Tornadoes. Emily Lindsay commits the foul there, her first team foul, the 9th team foul for the Lady Wildcats. Macy Ridge, first shot up, no good. 78-49 the lead for the Lady Wildcats. 1 minute and 1 second left here on the fourth quarter clock. Ridge, second free throw up and good. So 78-50 is the lead for the Lady Wildcats with just under a minute left in the game. Kamari has it, gets across midcourt. Kamari drives into the lane, gets it out to Hart. I'm sorry, that is Green. Green has it taken away by Macy Ridge. Macy Ridge drives into the lane, shot up and good. 78-52 the lead now for the Lady Wildcats. 40 seconds left in the game. Kamari Mitchell-Steen has it for the Lady Wildcats. She gives it off to Gracie. Gracie dribbles around, drives up, shot no good. Going to get her own rebound as I believe it's deflected, and a jump ball is going to be called between Gracie and about 3 Tornado defenders. We have 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Is going to be Lady Wildcat ball as it was a jump ball called. Possession arrow to the Lady Wildcats. 78-51. 78-52 as the Lady Wildcats working into Kamari. Kamari gets it off to Lindsay. Lindsay back over to Kamari, who's looking to pass. Has it deflected and taken away by the Lady Tornadoes, who throw it nearly out of bounds, but saved by Wilburn. Wilburn gets it over to Ridge, who drives into the lane. Kicks it back out to Wilburn. Out to Dean for 3. Shot up, no good. Off the rim, and Kamari comes down with it with 5 seconds left in the game. 4, 3, 2, 1, and it looks like Kamari is just going to dribble it out here as the Lady Wildcats come away with another win, and they will move to 4-0, 1-0 in district play with the 78-52 win over the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa. The biggest problem that the Lady Tornadoes had all night long was turnovers. Turnovers led to foul trouble, which led to breakaway points and great defense for the Lady Wildcats. As we are about to have the start of the boys game here, a little bit different scenario as the Lady Wildcats were playing the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa, who had a great season last year and returned most of their players. Just a lot of pressure being put under by the Lady Wildcats all night long, and you would expect Alcoa, who already had 1 loss on the season, to I believe, I don't remember exactly who it was that they lost to, but they're going to fall to 0-2. Again, a lot of time in between games for the Lady Tornadoes as they've had several issues with COVID from other teams. And the loss was to Granger County and now to the Lady Wildcats of Oak Ridge for the Lady Tornadoes. As the boys are on the court, the boys will be playing Clinton tonight, a regularly scheduled district game here for the Wildcats. The Lady Dragons were unable to play tonight, hence the reason that the Lady Wildcats were playing the Tornadoes, and we do appreciate the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa stepping in to play and just trying to get a game and a more game experience. We will take a 5-minute break here, hopefully come back with some and have some stats, and hopefully have Coach Taylor here from the victorious Lady Wildcats. Once again, the Lady Wildcats win 78-52 over the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa. We will be back after this 5-minute break. How's it going? Your dad texted me. He said he was listening to the girls' game. Oh, that's it? Yeah. Is he at home? He must be listening on channel 15.
Yeah, I was
Are you playing? Tell him it's you. Tell him if he wasn't slow. You were always slow. Except that this is pretty good distance. Well, I mean, we got Eli back. That's pretty good. We got Danny.
Parker's good though. Cardell. Yeah, he's up there with Eli now.
Did you take a picture of the snap?
Look, that's how you know the kids who don't play going. So you can tell it doesn't play like it's doing 30%. No, number one, see the number one kid right there? That's who can play great song.
So what's the I'm looking next?
Flip your cocaine after that.
I'm telling you, it's great. Play straight young boy.
That's like Little Baby or Young Boy. That's all I listen to.
You can't bark. I watch him.
Stafford pulls out of the parking lot at like 70 miles.
I watched him pull in and miss the spot about 3 times. Fix it every time.
I always hit the curb. The other day we had pictures and I didn't know. So when no one was home, I was on a freaking walk down there. So I was in the place, I just got in my car and I pulled up and I was like, and then this lady was like, I was like, yeah, I don't know how else to get it. Jonathan has no boundaries. Like, I can dunk and he can't. That's how you know.
That's that down for the reason.
Yeah, but I've never seen him give it.
Does he get a late tag? I thought he had a tag already in his knees.
Dude, Stafford seems so tough and one-nose. Just got out of work today. His brother got corona. Or got corona. And then he came home and then flipped out.
He said that boot off the light.
Does he have it on there? He didn't wear it to school.
Every time I see him in school, he always had that boot on.
No, he didn't have it on. He was playing. Or he was playing for me.
Alright, so which one's Nate?
I think he's 11. Jim was 10. Aiden's the one going to get the rebound right now. I know Jameson's running the shot. They don't really get it. So. Just being honest. Stafford, Lucas, Hill, Jimmy, Noah. I don't think so. Lucas says that.
How they gonna stop building that?
Are they starting him? He better not start. He had 0 points in the JV. I don't care if you shoot the ball 1 time. So he's gonna make that.
Yeah.
Like he got backed by a kid. And he was like this. I wonder if Jeremiah starts. Like you make up
James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. Lady Wildcats game just complete, and the boys are warming up here on the court as the Lady Wildcats won 78-52. And to run down some of the scoring for the Lady Wildcats, Kamari Mitchell-Steen comes away leading the team and the game with 29 total points. Most of that coming off of steals there in the second half and several free throw attempts coming off of those steals. Samaj Clark coming away with 8 points. Lauren Hart coming away with 11 points in the game. Really nice outing for her. Kanan Green came away with 5 points. Gracie Heron had a really nice night with several free throw attempts. I believe she was, off the top of my head, she was 5 of 6, I think, and had a really good night right under the rim for the Lady Wildcats, both in getting rebounds and getting putbacks for the Lady Wildcats. And Hope Holt had 6 points to round out the scoring for the Lady Wildcats, who came away victorious 78-52 over the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa. The Wildcats so far this season are 4-1. They are 2-0 in district play. They're playing Clinton, who currently is 5-1, and 1-0 in district play as well. Thank you for joining us and tuning us in on prepradio.com and Oak Ridge Schools Channel 15. Tonight is a rematch of last season's District 3 championship game. As the Wildcats have defeated the Dragons over the past decade many times, as we have about 6 minutes left until the beginning of the game. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout.
Announcement about masks. Everybody needs to wear a mask. Is that the best way to do it? Probably. What's up, boy? Drew!
Yes, sir.
Put on your weight yet?
No, sir.
If you come up to the high school and coach track, I will run track again.
I mean, you know I'm not that good of a track coach, right?
Huh?
You know I'm not that good of a track coach, right?
You're the only one I will do.
The only one?
You're the only one I'll run with.
Why's that? Because you can beat me?
Yeah. I can't beat it. I think they got it.
James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena once again. The Wildcats are warming up, getting ready for the game tonight against Clinton. Once again, this is a rematch of the District 3 championship game played here at Wildcat Arena last year. Oak Ridge defeated the Dragons in that game 73-69 in a hotly contested game. It was the 23rd straight win for the Wildcats over the Dragons, dating back to the Barry Wortman year, which was 2009-2010. Last season's first game almost ended that streak, if not for a last-second three-pointer by Jonathan Stewart to give Oak Ridge the eventual 54-51 win at Clinton. The other meetings here at the arena was a 77-53 blowout win by the Wildcats last season. The Wildcats lead the all-time series 140-55 since the first game, which was played in 1943. Clinton has had great shooting in their first 6 games, especially from junior Jackson Garner. Garner scored 51 points in a 91-76 win over Gatlinburg-Pittman earlier this season. The 54 points is a new school record, breaking the 50 points scored by Jermaine Shepard, which is if you can beat Jermaine Shepard's record, he was a really good player for the Dragons in the mid to late 90s. And Jermaine set that record in 1998. Garner hit 10 three-pointers in that win, so the Wildcats are going to have to make sure to contest every shot that Garner takes. Clinton's other wins have come against Heritage, Sevier County, Jellicoe, and Carnes. The Dragons defeated the Beavers last week 83-81, while Oak Ridge on Tuesday smashed the Beavers 107-65. Tonight, Oak Ridge will try to score 100 or more points for the 3rd straight game, which would be a school record. Oak Ridge's only loss came to Bradley Central, which was 70-65 at Maryville. Oak Ridge's next game will be on Tuesday at Anderson County. This game was originally scheduled for January 22nd. The Lady Wildcats, the 5-star prep classic at Farragut, has been canceled. The Wildcats were scheduled to play Concord Christian and Farragut. The Concord Christian game might be salvaged, but the Farragut game is off. Oak Ridge will be part of the Cleveland Under Armour Christmas Tournament in December, which will be held on the 28th through the 30th. They were scheduled to be at the Arby's Classic, but that was also canceled. Tonight is Oak Ridge and Clinton for the 196th time, and we've got it live here. Sponsored by Tin Bank of Oak Ridge Utility District, Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge, Morgan's Investors Group, Ortho Tennessee in Oak Ridge, and we will be back momentarily after this 1-minute timeout. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena as we are set for tip-off here in the final game of the night. The boys are taking on the Clinton Dragons, and we will have the starting lineups here momentarily. Clinton is coached by Chris Lockhart and assisted by Matt Housley, Troy Thackerson, and Casey Darty. The Wildcats are coached by Coach Aaron Green and assisted by Tyler Cate and Ronnie Scott. We want to make sure to thank our camera personnel for tonight, Jordan Osborne, who is doing our top view camera, and Christian Rosas Rodriguez on the ground. We appreciate David Clary doing stats for us as well, who is also here. And we are about to have the starting lineups. The starting lineups will be for the Clinton Dragons first. The Oak Ridge Wildcats are 4-1, 2-0 in district play. Clinton besting the Wildcats by 1 game thus far with a 5-1 record and 1-0 in district play. The starting lineups about to be announced for the Clinton Dragons. Trace Thackerson, number 0, the junior for the Dragons. Also for the Dragons, number 2, 6'6" Jeremiah Blavelt, the former Oak Ridge Wildcat, is playing for the Dragons. The shooting star Jackson Garner is another starter who is also a junior for the Dragons. Rashawn Bright, number 4, another junior guard for the Dragons, and Lane Harrison, another junior for the Dragons, is on tap to start. For the Wildcats, the starting lineup is going to be coached by Coach Aaron Green. Number 0, Kel Slater, the junior guard for the Wildcats. He is 5'11", got a lot of experience last year, a very stealthy player. Number 1, Stafford Shanklin, another starter for the Wildcats. He is a senior. He is a 6'3" junior. Number 15, Lucas Searcy for the Wildcats is starting. He is a junior, a 6'3" junior. Jonathan Milloway, a 6'7" senior for the Wildcats, who had a great year last year. And number 23, the last starter for the Wildcats, senior Jeremy Miller, a 6'3" senior. So a lot of hype here for the Wildcats over the Clinton Dragons, as it looks like it will be Milloway to start this game with the tip-off there against Harrison for the Dragons, as the Clinton has brought a little bit of a small student section here, and the tip is up, and it is going to go to the Dragons. They get it over to Harrison. Harrison brings it across half court. He is guarded there by Searcy. They get it over and work it over to 4, which is Bright. Bright gets it off to Garrison. Garrison back to Bright, working around the three-point line over to Blauvelt. Blauvelt over to Thackerson, who hits a 3. So the first points on the board go to Thackerson for 3 points. The lead is 3-0. Clinton leads 7:30 left in the first quarter. Millway has it. He gives it off to Slater. Slater over to Shanklin. Shanklin gets it into Millway for a turnaround jumper. 2 points. Nice job there by Jonathan Millway. 7:10 left in the first quarter. 2-3 is the lead for the Dragons. That is Garner that has it. He gets it over to Bright. Bright over to Blauvelt, working around the three-point line, over to Thackerson. Thackerson throws it away into the lap of the nearest Wildcat fan sitting in the bleachers, as it will be Shanklin to inbound it for the Wildcats. He gets it to Slater. Slater brings it across half court with 6:50 left in the first quarter. Back over to Shanklin. Shanklin over to Miller. Miller inside to Millway, who has it taken away. Garner gets it up court to Thackerson. Thackerson goes up, shot no good, and it is going to be a charge called on Thackerson. Nice job there by, I believe it was Shanklin who took the charge. So nice defense there for the Wildcats, who will inbound it underneath the basket. 6:39 left in the first quarter. Dragons lead by 1, 2-3. Obviously, Coach Lockhart is upset about the call there, but it is Wildcat ball. We get it into Miller. Miller into Searcy. Searcy gives it off to Slater, who has his shot blocked, but he was fouled in the process of going up. So it will be Slater going to the line for 2 shots with 6:28 left in the first quarter. 2-3 is the lead for the Dragons. Slater has his shot, goes up, and it is good. So we have a tie ball game here on the free throw by Kel Slater, his first of the night. 6:28, no time coming off the clock there on the free throw, as it is a hotly contested game here, and it looks like some of the Wildcat students have come out to support the Wildcats, as Kel's second shot is up and good. 4-3 is the lead for the Wildcats. 6:20 left in the first quarter. Bright has it, works it across midcourt, gives it off to Blauvelt. Blauvelt works it around, gets it back to Bright. Bright drives in the lane, shot is blocked by Milloway, but he's going to be called for a foul there. So it looks like Bright will go to the line for 2 points. That was Milloway's first team foul as well for the Wildcats. So no real issues in foul trouble yet. The Dragons have 2 fouls, as Bright goes to the line for his first free throw, and it's off the iron. 4-3 is the lead for the Wildcats. 6:12 left in the first quarter. of this rivalry game. Bright's second shot, no good. Clangs out, and the Wildcats get to Slater. Slater drives in the lane, kicks it out to Miller. Miller shoots his three-pointer shot, no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Blauvelt of Clinton. They get it up court quickly to Harrison. Harrison shoots, no good. Nearly rebounded by the Wildcats, but tipped back out to Harrison. Harrison gets it back out to Garner. Garner goes up, shot no good. Going to be tipped once again, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Clinton. And that is the case, as the Wildcats will have the ball. 5:49 left in the first quarter. It is going to be the team third foul, Harrison's first foul, as the Wildcats will have it. They lead 4-3. Kel Slater has the ball. He gets it across the line, works it to the top of the three-point line to Searcy. Searcy gets it inside to Milway. Milway fakes the shot, has it deflected, and gets it back. Gets it over to Shanklin. Shanklin goes up for a two-point shot. No good. Going to be taken away there by Thackerson. Thackerson gets it to Blauvelt. Blauvelt is going to take a three-point shot. Up and good, as he makes a three-point shot to give the Dragons a two-point lead. 6-4 is the lead. 5:20 left in the first quarter. Kel Slater drives basically untouched into the lane for a layup. Nice little reach-around layup, and good. Kel Slater with 2 points right there. 6-6 the tie score in the game, as the Dragons come back up court with it. They get to on a skip pass to Harrison. Air ball, three-pointer, no good. Going to be tipped out of bounds by Bright of the Dragons. 4:58 left in the first quarter. It will be Wildcat ball, inbounding it along the baseline. Shanklin gets it to Slater. 6-6 tie ball game here in the first quarter. Slater has it, wants to calm it down for a moment and set up his offense. Slater drives into the lane, floats a little runner, and it's good over the long arms of Garner. Slater having a really nice start for the Wildcats, as it's an 8-6 lead. Harrison comes up court with it and is going to be fouled by Searcy right under the basket with 4:39 left in the first quarter. Searcy is going to have his first foul, the team's second foul called on him, as I believe Jonathan Stewart, one of the first football players to come into the game for the Wildcats from their long playoff run, as Harrison's first free throw is up and good. The lead is now 8-7. Wildcats lead. Jonathan Stewart comes in for Searcy, who had his committed his first foul there momentarily. Good to have. I'm sure Coach Green is excited to have a lot of his football players back, as Harrison misses his second free throw. Slater has it for the Wildcats. He comes back up court, drives into the lane, off the glass, and good. Kel Slater, great night, as he's talking a little bit to Bright there, who they inbound it to. The Wildcats come with a little bit of pressure. 10-7 lead for the Wildcats. 4:20 left in the first quarter. They get it to Garner. Garner drives in the lane, throws it out of bounds, but they're going to say it's going to be tipped out by a Wildcat. So the Dragons will maintain possession. 4:18 left in the first quarter. It looks like Thackerson's having trouble working it in, but he gets it to Bright on a long pass out near half court. Bright trying to set up the offense, defended there by Slater. Screen set up for him. He gets it off to Thackerson, back to Bright. Bright comes back around the three-point line off a Harrison screen, drives in the lane, shot up, no good, but a bump there is going to be called on Kel Slater with 4:02 left in the first quarter. 10-7 the lead for the Wildcats. Thackerson to inbound underneath the basket, defended there by Milway. Jonathan Stewart nearly takes it away as the ball goes to Garner. Garner looking, dribbling out near midcourt, takes a long three-point shot. Good. That was impressive, because that was really good defense there by Jonathan Stewart. 10-10 to the tie ball game for the Wildcats and the Dragons, and a double dribble going to be called. An illegal screen going to be set by Jonathan Milway. His second foul, team fourth foul. So a key turnover there by the Wildcats on a illegal screen. 10-10 is our score with 3:37 left in the first quarter. Dragon ball. Garrison has it, works it across midcourt, comes off a screen of Blauvelt, double teamed by Milway and Slater. They eventually get the pass out to Thackerson. Thackerson going to take another long three-pointer shot, good. that was not much of a defense there by the Wildcats as Thackerson able to hit an easy three-pointer, 13-10, the Dragons lead. Oak Ridge comes back inside with Jonathan Milway, but a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Jeremiah Blavelt, defending Milway underneath. Blavelt and Milway, very similar height size, but Milway just a little bit bigger and able to muscle around Blavelt. 3:13 left in the first quarter. Wildcats inbound it to Miller. Miller tips it, and it looks like they're going to be wrestling for it on the ground, and Dragons come away with it. Garner has it with a three-point lead. 13-10, the Dragons lead, and Garner's going to shoot. Shot up in the lane, no good. Foul going to be called on Jonathan Stewart for the Wildcats. His first foul, team fifth foul. A lot of fouls being called here. 9 total fouls against both teams. 3:01 left in the first quarter, and we saw this in the Lady Wildcats game. Anytime anybody gets in the lane, it looks like a foul is going to be called as Garner goes to the line, hits his first free throw to extend the lead to 4. 14-10 the lead for the Dragons over the Wildcats. 3:01 left in the first quarter. Garner at the line once again. No other Dragons there as he makes his second. 5-point lead for the Dragons. Just under 3 minutes. Searcy has it for the Wildcats near the baseline. And he gets it off to Miller. Miller is standing outside the three-point line directing traffic. Drives into the lane, goes behind the back, and a foul is going to be called on Thackerson, defending Miller, who eventually got around him. Jeremy Miller is going to have a foul committed against him. It is going to be the 5th team foul, so not a shooting foul, not in the act of shooting. Jonathan Stewart inbounds it for the Wildcats. Makes a nice cut. Miller gets it to him, and he's going to score as Jonathan Miller made a backdoor cut. Nice job there by the Wildcats having a set play, and it is going to be a 12-15 lead for the Dragons. As the Dragons come back, answer shot goes up off the rim, no good. Long outlet pass there to Shanklin. Shanklin not able to come up with it, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be off Dodie Truss, who had it go out of bounds. 2:25 left in the first quarter. Dragons lead 15-12 over the Wildcats, and it looks like Jonathan Stewart will inbound at baseline. Jonathan looking for a pass, gets it to Shanklin. Shanklin goes up, has a shot tip, goes off the rim, no good, and a foul over the back going to be called on Jeremy Miller. Really an unnecessary foul and really an unnecessary call because Jeremy was trying to tip it back in. He wasn't trying to go over the back, he was trying to tip it. Either way, the Dragons have it. 2:20 left in the first quarter. 15-12 Dragons lead, and a charge is going to be called on Thackerson as Jeremy Miller was defending. Thackerson just turned around. Miller set his feet. Really nice job there as Miller does a good job of getting the ball back on defense for the Wildcats. Preston Turner now in the game for the Wildcats. Jonathan Stewart looks like he will inbound it. Looks like Kel Slater will come back in the game. He will come in for Searcy. Lucas Searcy goes out. 2:15 left on the clock. 15-12 the Dragons lead. Oak Ridge works it in to Shanklin. Shanklin gets it out to Stewart, who nobody guards him for 3 points, and Jonathan nails it. Ties the game up at 15. 2:05 left in the first quarter. The Wildcats and Dragons in a fight here as Oak Ridge has it. Clinton has it. Dodie Truss gets it to Bright. Bright to Garner. Sidesteps, takes a shot, three-pointer, no good. Going to be rebounded eventually by Blavelt. His goes up, back up with it, no good, and a foul going to be called on the Wildcats by Stafford Shanklin. His first foul, team's 7th foul for the Wildcats. Blavelt will go to the line for free throws. Once again, no Dragons inside the lane for Clinton. Only Wildcats down there, and his first free throw for Blavelt is up and good. 16-15 the lead now for the Dragons. Blavelt's second free throw up and good. 17-15. Dragons lead with 1:48 left in the first quarter. Preston Turner gets the ball for a quick three-pointer. Good for Preston Turner in the corner. Wildcats answer 18-17. Back and forth we go with 1:34 left in the first quarter. Bright has it for Clinton. He works it across the half-court stripe. He dribbles there, guarded by Kel Slater. Tries to get it in the lane, no good. Eventually gets it to Garner. Garner steps back out toward half court, defended by Miller. Miller, good defense there. Garner drives into the lane, sidesteps, no good, rebounded by Miller. Miller gets it up to Kel Slater on a run out. Kel driving into the lane, up and good for a layup. Kel Slater having a good night. 20-17 is the lead for the Wildcats. Bright comes back up court into the lane for the Dragons. He gets a two-pointer. 58 seconds left, 20-19 the lead for the Wildcats. Obviously, Lockhart is upset about something, not sure what, as Kel Slater has it. Jonathan Stewart thinks about a three. No, gets it into Shanklin. Shanklin has a kick ball go out of bounds by Blavelt, who talks a little trash to Shanklin, and Shanklin shakes it off there as we're having a little bit of trouble with getting the ball just to inbound. As Jonathan Stewart now Preston Turner is going to come over to inbound at 45 seconds, 20-19, our score, Wildcats lead. Kel Slater gets it on the inbound, drives in the lane, jump shot up, no good, but is going to be rebounded. Not rebounded, it's going to go out of bounds on Oak Ridge. So it looks like the Dragons will have it. 39 seconds, 20-19, our score here in the first quarter. Dragons bringing in bounds on a long pass to Garner. Garner gets it to the three-point line. Shot up and no good. Long rebound goes to Miller. Miller looking up court to get it, and he dribbles. And he goes into the lane. Miller off the glass, up, no good. Going to be rebounded by Preston Turner, but a foul called on Preston as he goes up for the rebound. Apparently the ref did not like how aggressive Preston went up for the ball, and it is going to be his first foul, team 8th foul. 20-19 the lead for the Wildcats. 25.9 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Up and down the court, the Wildcats and Dragons have been going, as it looks like the Dragons are going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. Garner was the one that the foul was committed on, as the refs are discussing, and he was the one down on the ground. I'm not really sure why they're discussing this, as the foul was called on Preston. So once again, Garner's at the line, and Coach Green very upset about the call here, as we have 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Garner at the line. He gets the ball, and he is going to eye the rim. Shot is up, no good by the sharpshooter from Clinton, and the Wildcats rebound because there was no Dragons down there. Kel Slater has it, 20 seconds on the clock. Looks like he wants to hold for the last shot. 20-19, the Wildcats want to take the lead into the second quarter. 12 seconds left on the clock. Kel begins the play. Gets it over to Miller. Miller drives into the lane. He gets it out, puts his shot up, turns around, shot no good. Going to be easy rebound for Preston Turner. Puts it back with 1 second left on the clock as he gets his first points in the game. 22-19. The Wildcats lead at the end of the first quarter, and we will be back after this 1 minute timeout. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena, Jill Pruden Court. The Wildcats lead the Dragons here tonight by a score of 22-19 as we enter the second quarter. Coach Lockhart very upset with the defense there at the end of the first quarter, as an easy layup was gotten by Preston Turner and put back up for an easy three-point lead for the Wildcats, as several of the football players for the Wildcats coming in late in the first quarter there, specifically Preston Turner and Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart set to inbound here to Kel Slater with a three-point lead. The ball is set, and the inbound comes to Kel Slater. Kel works the ball to the top of the key, gets it off to Jonathan Stewart around the three-point line, gets it inside to Milloway, turns around, nice easy layup off the glass for Jonathan Milloway. 24-19 is our lead, as we had a warning called against Lockhart there, and Chris Lockhart, who is very upset and now having a nice little talk with the ref. He's got to be careful he doesn't get a technical called here, as the Wildcats score 13 seconds into the second quarter, and the Wildcat fans come to life here after seeing Coach Lockhart for the Dragons get all fired up. The Wildcat fans want to let the Wildcats know they got their back. So the Wildcats have a 5-point lead. Lane Harrison with a three-point shot for the Dragons, and that brings the lead to 24-22. Miller for the Wildcats. Millway has it, misses a turnaround jumper, and the Dragons come away with it with 7:28 left in the second quarter. Lavelle gets the rebound, gives it off to Garner. Garner back out to Lane for another three-pointer. Shot good. And that's 2 3-pointers in a row by Harrison Lane. 25-24, the Dragons lead. 7:10 left in the second quarter. Shanklin has it for the Wildcats. Gets it over to Miller. Miller to Stewart. Stewart gets it back to Shanklin. Shanklin thinks about a three-point shot. Steps inside the line. Up, no good. And Milloway has it off the glass. Gets put back and gets it up and good for the Wildcats. 26-25 off the Milloway two-point shot. 6:48 left in the first half. The Dragons have it with Bright. Bright gets it to the three-point line, defended by Jeremy Miller. Bright slowing things down a bit here, as he doesn't like the pace of the game. Comes off a screen, pick and roll, and eventually gives it over to Blauvelt. Blauvelt back to Bright, who drives baseline. Tries to kick it back out to Truss. Truss gets it over to Harrison, who has his shot tipped, but goes in for another three-pointer. 3 threes in the row for Harrison, who the Wildcats are going to have to step up the defense on. Kel Slater comes back into the lane. Shot up, no good. Going to be tipped out of bounds by Garner. Substitutions for the Wildcats, as Cersei is going to come in for Shanklin. And the Wildcats lead, the Dragons lead the Wildcats off of 3 straight three-pointers made by Lane Harrison by a 28-26 score with 6:07 left in the first half. We have a 30-second timeout by Clinton, and we will take it with him. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. The Dragons lead by 2 points, 28-26. Oak Ridge inbounds it, and they get it in to Millway. Millway turnaround jumper is good. So we have a tie ball game once again here at 28. 5:55 left in the first half. Garner has it under pressure by the Wildcats, and it's still taken by Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart gets it, and a double dribble is going to be called by Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan took basically the pass, started dribbling, lost control of it a little bit, and had to regain it. Jonathan saying that's my fault, as the Dragons will inbound it near their bench. They get it to Bright with 5:45 left in the first half. Tie ball game at 28 for the Dragons and the Wildcats. Garner has it for Clinton. He is guarded there by Stewart. Stewart, pretty decent defense, and Garner puts up a 3, no good. Long rebound goes to Miller. Miller nearly has it taken away, but drives into the lane, side steps off the glass, no good. Rebound by Cersei, up, no good. Kel Slater nearly comes away with it, but a long pass goes out to Doty Truss. Doty steps around there, and a walk is going to be called on Doty, as Milloway came back and blocked the shot, but before the shot, Doty Truss walked. So it is going to be a turnover there for the Dragons, and the Wildcats will have it with 5:14 left in the first half. Tie ball game at 28. Jonathan Stewart has it for the Wildcats. He gets it to Millway. Millway has it slapped out of his hand, but Kel Slater comes up with it. Kel drives toward the lane, goes back out to the baseline, gets it out to Cersei, who works it around to Stewart for three. No good, but Millway comes up with it off the glass and good. Millway eating up points around the rim for the Wildcats with a 30-28 lead. 4:43 left in the first half here. Dragons have it with Bright. He works it across the half-court stripe. Guarded there by Kel Slater. Bright wanting to set up a screen. He gets it, pick and roll, denies it. He drives into the lane, guarded by Jonathan Stewart. Shot up, no good. Jonathan Millway comes away with it. Gets it to Kel Slater. Kel inside to Jeremy Miller. Miller goes off the glass, no good. Jonathan Stewart off the glass, no good. Tipped around, and it's eventually going to be a foul. No, a walk is going to be called on Bright for Clinton. The Clinton fans really upset because Kel Slater and Bright both went up for a contested rebound, which is fair. Bright falls down and walks, and so it's going to be a turnover there. Wildcats have it, inbound it to Slater with 4:10 on the first half clock. Cersei has it inside to Stewart. Stewart works it toward baseline, and they are going to say he dribbled on the baseline. And so it's going to be a turnover here as both teams committing very intense turnovers, as both sides are kind of going into the other's student section. 30-28 is the lead for the Wildcats. 4:06 on the first half clock. Preston Stewart comes into the game for Preston Turner, comes in to the game for Jonathan Stewart. The Dragons have it. They get it off to number 1, who airballs a three-pointer. He touched only the net, and on that three-point shot, Kel Slater comes back in the lane and is going to have a turnover. Goes out to Dodie Truss. Dodie drives into the lane and is going to slip, but he is fouled by Lucas Cersei as he drives back toward the lane. 3:44 left in the first half here from Wildcat Arena, as this will be the second foul for Lucas Cersei, the 9th team foul, as Stanford Shanklin is going to come in for Lucas Cersei, who has 2 fouls. So pretty smart move there by Coach Green. 30-28 is the score and the lead for the Wildcats. Dodie Truss is at the line. He has not attempted a free throw yet. His first one is up and good. And again, one thing to notice here for the Dragons, as they don't put anybody at the free throw line. They either, number one, really trust their free throw shooters or don't trust their rebounding ability. Dodie Truss has it, eyes the second free throw, gets his own rebound because the Wildcats did not go up hard enough. 30-29 is the lead for the Wildcats. 3:35 left in the first half here. Garner has it, misses a long three-pointer. Rebounded, goes out to Miller. Miller drives into the lane, sidesteps, goes up, no good, but a hard foul going to be called on Garner as Jeremy Miller got the long rebound, came out to the court and to midcourt, got it into the lane, had to adjust for the free throw, or for the layup, but he did not make it. He will go to the line and is fouled by Garner. Garner, his first foul, as Jeremy eyes his first free throw and makes it. That is going to be Jeremy's first point of the night. Number 10, Keith, comes out of the game. That is the quarterback of the Dragons, the son of the head football coach. In comes Blavelt for the Dragons, as Miller is at the line for his second free throw, which is up and good. So Jeremy now with 2 points on the night. The Wildcats with a 32-29 lead. 3:25 left in the half here at Wildcat Arena. Bright has it for Clinton. He gets it off to Lane, who comes across and gets it to Truss. Truss dribbles it out of bounds, but it is deflected off of Millway. More substitutions coming into the game as Jonathan Stewart comes in for Jeremy Miller to get him a rest. And that's a good substitution there, as Coach Green is calling for his defense to get set. The Dragons inbound it. They get it to Lane, who goes up, misses the shot, and a foul is going to be called on the rebound. Millway had it and got bumped by Jeremiah Blavelt. Blavelt is going to have his second team, or his second foul, the 8th team foul for the Dragons, as we will have a 1-and-1 here for Jonathan Milloway. Jonathan Milloway goes to the line with 3:10 left on the first half clock with a 32-29 lead, looking to extend. He eyes his first free throw. It's up, no good. Going to be rebounded by Harrison for Clinton. Clinton gives it up. He gives it off to Garner. Garner comes to half court and is met by a double team of Turner and Slater. He gets it off to Bright. Bright comes into the lane, out to Miller. Miller out to Truss, back out to Garner. He goes in, tries to get it back out to Truss, and he does around the three-point line. Gets it to Lane. Lane out to Bright near midcourt, guarded by Jonathan Stewart. 2:45 left in the first half. 32-29 the lead for the Wildcats. Bright dribbling once again, pushes off, but no call there, and he stumbles, and it's going to be a turnover as Jonathan Stewart goes to the court. Gets it to Preston Turner, who comes away with it. Going to be double teamed by Bright and Garner, and Preston knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to be a turnover as Preston looks like he's going to come out of the game as Jeremy Miller substitutes in. The Dragons will have it over near the Oak Ridge crowd on the sideline. Looks like Bright to inbound. He gets it to Blauvelt, back out to Rupert. Rupert in the game now for Clinton, gets it to Garner. Back to Rupert, guarded by Stewart. Double team by Garner there at half court, Slater and Stewart. He gets it off to Bright. Bright dribbles around the three-point line with 2:10 left in the first half with a 3-point deficit for the Dragons. Bright guarded by Miller. Miller and Shanklin come in to defend, and the shot is up, no good. Going to be rebounded by Miller. Miller comes away with it, and he's really not touched until the three-point line, as it's going to be a blocking call, and that's a good call there, as Miller was driving toward the baseline, and Rupert basically just fell down to try to draw a charge. So Rupert, that will be his first foul, team 9th foul, and Jeremy will go to the line for a 1-and-1, I believe, because the foul was called on the court. Preston Turner comes into the game for Jonathan Milloway. 32-29 is the lead for the Wildcats. 1:54 left in the first quarter clock. And Jeremy Miller, all of his points so far coming on free throws, and he adds another. So 3 points in the night for Jonathan Miller, as now the Dragons substitute. Jeremiah Blauvelt comes out as Dodie Truss comes in for the Dragons. 33-29 the lead for the Wildcats. 1:54 left in the first half here, as Jeremy eyes his second free throw attempt off the rim, no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Clinton. Clinton gets it to Garner, who has it with 1:45 left in the first half clock. A little bit of double team trap here put on by the Wildcats, and a long pass out to Bright over half court. Bright tries to drive into the lane, cut off by Jonathan Stewart. Bright dribbles out, gets it to Dodie Truss, who has it go right between his legs and out of bounds. Going to be a turnover to the Wildcats. So the Wildcats are going to have it with 1:33 left in the first half. 33-29 the lead, as Kel Slater has it in the Clinton court, as we get the ball over to Preston Turner for a mid-range jumper shot, no good. Going to be rebounded by Shanklin. Shanklin up and good off the glass. He's going to have those points for Shanklin. 35-29 the lead for the Wildcats. Just over 1 minute left in the first half. Dragons have it to Bright. Bright tries to get a pass over to Rupert. Rupert has it taken away by Miller. Get it up court to Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart, a lob pass to, and a dunk to Jeremy Miller. Nice little setup play for Jeremy Miller by Jonathan Stewart. 37-29 the lead for the Wildcats, and a tip on the other end, deflection out of bounds for Jeremy Miller, who's really come alive here in the second half, or second quarter, just like these Wildcat fans who love the effort from Jeremy Miller there off the dunk and off the block pass, and it's going to be a takeaway here for the Wildcats, but Preston Turner steps out of bounds. 43 seconds left in the first half, 37-29 the lead for the Wildcats here, as it will be Clinton ball. Substitutions being made by Clinton. Jeremiah Blavelt coming in for Doty Truss. It looks like Rupert will inbound it for Clinton. He gets it to Blavelt. Blavelt back to Rupert. They work it back and forth and eventually get it to Garner near midcourt. Guarded by Preston Turner and trapped by Kel Slater. Out to Rupert. Back out to Blavelt for a corner three up. No good. Going to be rebounded by Rupert, who crashes the boards. And the foul going to be committed by Jonathan Stewart on the rebound. And I believe that will be Jonathan's second foul, and it will be the 10th team foul for the Wildcats. 29 seconds left in the first half. Wildcats lead by 8, 37-29. Bright is going to the line for the Dragons. Rashawn Bright, his first free throw up, and it is good. So the lead is cut to 7 as more substitutions made. Doty Truss comes back in to the game for the Dragons. 37-30 the lead for the Wildcats. 29 seconds. Bright, second shot up and good, and that is going to cut the lead to 6. 37-31. Looks like the Wildcats are content to play for the last shot here as we have 22 seconds left on the clock. Kel Slater trying to get the offense set up. He gets it to Miller. Miller gets it over to Shanklin. Around the horn they go, and they get it to Upgraft. Upgraft, which is Jamison Upgraft, gets it over to Preston Turner. 5 seconds left on the clock. Preston going to drive in, going to get it over to Shanklin. Shanklin elbow jumper, good at the buzzer! And the Wildcats take an 8-point lead into the half as it is 39-30 on a Shanklin jumper at the end of the first half. As the Wildcats, a little bit of confusion on how that ended here as Coach Lockhart's talking to the referees as he is clearly upset, but the Wildcats lead 39-31. And we will be getting statistics here shortly. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and we will be back to talk with Coach Taylor of the Lady Wildcats coming off a victory from the Lady Tornadoes earlier tonight. That's a fun little end of that half. Defense played well. Yeah. It's hard to get anything going in rhythm when all you do is like practice. I mean, what else can you do? Are they supposed to be a good team? Gotcha. Go ahead and turn it on. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena, joined by Coach Taylor of the Lady Wildcats. Coach, pretty good night for you all. You came off a 78-52 victory. As you know, we were talking momentarily ago, defense really seemed to get you guys going. I know Kamari had a lot of steals there in the second half to kind of get you guys going, and you guys were able to force them into a lot of turnovers early and really throughout the night.
Yeah, I definitely think our press hurt them. The pressure, our length. I watched film on them, and especially their little point guard, 23. I think she struggled a little bit with Kamari's length getting shots off, but we were able to turn them over and turn those turnovers into transition points, which was good for us.
Yeah, and she really struggled. She must be a really good three-point shooter because she was trying to, especially toward the end of the game, get a lot of three-point shots up there, and they just weren't falling for her tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's our length and quickness. You can't practice for quickness. It's hard to do, but we knew that was going to be a really good game for us, just a good matchup because we try to play in similar ways. and getting up and down the floor the way we did. I felt like even I think Gracie had a great game. I was a little bit concerned going in, knowing they pretty much had 5 guards, and told Gracie, you're either going to play or you're going to have to let them. We're going to have to go 5 guards, and I think she responded really well.
Yeah, I would agree. I think she has 18 or 19 points tonight,
yeah.
and she really held down underneath the glass right
She
around
had
the
11
board.
rebounds too, so yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. We were talking a moment ago in the break that it's kind of hard to find a rhythm this year. You said you practiced 5 straight days this week, and I mean that's about all you can do. But luckily you were able to find a game because of Clinton having to cancel.
I'm super thankful, because you're in your mind you're saying, okay, we got Tuesday to practice, then we're going to play, and then that doesn't happen. And I'm thankful Alcoa came over and played us tonight.
Is that difficult, kind of switching midweek and having to prepare for a completely different opponent and a different style?
Yeah, it is mentally, because you're thinking district game, what that means, and then you're thinking out-of-district opponent. But I think it's good for us to play those out-of-district games and get that experience. But people that don't necessarily know us and know our tendencies, it's good for us.
Coach, it seemed like a lot of fouls were being called tonight, really right in the middle of the lane. Some of them a little unnecessary, and some of them...
Yeah, it seemed like the ones they were calling really weren't, and the ones they weren't calling really were. But there's a lot of hacking going on. But physical game, again, just a good game for us to have at this point in the season.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us, and remind me of your next opponent real quick.
We are now playing Anderson County at Anderson County on Tuesday.
And that was originally scheduled as a tournament game, I believe. Correct? Or
no, we did not have anything scheduled because we were in a little like a tournament at the end of the week, and that got canceled, so we worked some magic.
And it's obviously very unfortunate, but at least you're able to get Anderson County on the books. Have you really been able to get into what they do so far this season?
Not yet. It's one of the, and that's a frustrating thing too. You scout and you get ready, and then it's gone. And so we'll do that this weekend. Look at some film and prepare for Tuesday.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
As we have stats here. For the boys game, as they bring it in, the lead at half is 39-31 for the Wildcats over Clinton. We have scoring for the Wildcats with 10 points is Kel Slater, as well as Jonathan Milloway. Both have 10 points in the game for the Wildcats, who lead the scoring. Stafford Shanklin, who has 4 points for the Wildcats. Jonathan Stewart, who is quickly returning from the football team, has 5 points, as well as Preston Turner. Preston had a key putback at the end of the first quarter to really get him going there in the second quarter. And Jeremy Miller really coming alive in the second quarter there, hit 3 free throws and had a lob dunk late in the second quarter there, and right after that immediately came up with a big defensive play, able to get a nice block out of bounds to set the tone really for the rest of the half there. And really, the Wildcats were able to take the lead and extend it to 8 points, which is now 39-31 over the Clinton Dragons. Want to give a quick shout out before we take our break to our sponsors of Oak Ridge Wildcat basketball. That would be Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge, Tin Bank of Oak Ridge, Ortho Tennessee, the Oak Ridge Utility District, and Mortgage Investors Group. We really appreciate all of those sponsors and many of those who supported us in football season as well. We have about 3 minutes here before the start of the second half, so we are going to take a 3-minute break, and we'll be back shortly with Oak Ridge basketball. Christian, how's it going? Hey, when we finish, would you mind to run down there real quick and take a picture of their scorebook? Woo! some good shots. Did you get the dunk? Did you get the block back on this end? The block that he had right after that? Oh. So, Jordan, what do you think? Is it their coach?
I don't think he's a coach. The dude over there sitting.
Oh.
The blue is the beater.
Oh, over where you are?
Yeah.
That's funny. Have you gone to a lot of have you done any basketball trips so far this year? Is this the first game you've helped with? Oh. I don't know about right after school, but I think like there's some that like 4:30, like is usually when they try to leave, and maybe grab something to eat real quick or something like that. The furthest game away? I don't know. It may have been Pigeon Forge based on all the COVID cancellations and everything. Welcome back to Wildcat Arena here at Jill Pruden Court. James Branson here as the Wildcats lead 39-31 over the Dragons as we are about to start the second half. Once again, want to give a shout out to our staff working the game tonight. Really appreciate Jordan Osborne and Christian Rosas Rodriguez doing camera for us. Really also appreciate David Clary who's doing stats for us. And the Wildcats really came on a little bit of a surge there in the second quarter to get the lead and extend it. I believe at one point it was 28-28, and the Wildcats went on a 11-3 run to get an 8-point lead, and the Dragons will start with the ball here in the second half. Dragons coached by Chris Lockhart, also assisted by Matt Housley, Troy Thackerson, and Casey Darty. Wildcats coached by Aaron Green, Taylor Kate, Ronnie Scott, Danny Green, and Ted Mitchell. Clinton inbounds the ball here, and they get it to Thackerson. Thackerson guarded by Miller. And they get it off to Bright. Bright back to Thackerson as they work it around the three-point line. Tipped out of bounds, though, by an outstretched arm of Jonathan Milloway. Really nice job there defensively as he broke up the skip pass, attempting to get into the corner there. Clinton will have to inbound it, and they do in the backcourt. They get it to Bright. Bright comes up court and brings it over to Blauvelt. Blauvelt at the top of the court gets it to Garner. Garner defended by Slater. Garner off to Thackerson. Tries to hit a runner down the middle. The shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up and gets 2 points. First 2 points of the second half go to Clinton. 39-33, the lead for the Wildcats. 7:15 left in the third quarter. Miller has it for the Wildcats, tries to get an entry pass to Milloway, who has it go off his fingers, so it's going to be a turnover for the Wildcats. Garner to inbound for Clinton. Clinton gets it to Thackerson, and they come up court and get it to Bright. Bright guarded by Stewart, who starts the second half for the Wildcats. Also starting is Milloway, Miller, Slater, and Shanklin for the Wildcats. Blauvelt gets it for the Dragons, attempts a three-pointer off the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Garner. Garner trying to go back up, steps around, shot no good. Milloway comes down with the rebound because he was the tallest man in the paint there for the Wildcats. Gets it off to Slater. Slater comes into the lane, tries to get a runner, no good. Going to be rebounded by Shanklin. Shanklin goes up, shot good. And he's going, and the Wildcats are going to call a timeout here. 30-second timeout. We will take it with them as the Wildcats lead 41-33 with 6:34 left in the third quarter.
Timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout. Oak Ridge, their first charge in the game.
Coach Green did not look happy there. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. Wildcats lead 41-33. Coach Green taking the timeout, clearly not happy with the defense there and wants to see a little bit more switching take place and a little bit more pressure by the Wildcats. Clinton inbounds it. They get it eventually to Garner. Garner lobs it over to Harrison, who works it across the midcourt stripe back to Garner near midcourt. 6:24 left in the third quarter. Guarded there by Kel Slater is Garner. Garner works off a screen, tries to come to the top of key, kicks it out to Bright in the corner for three. Shot no good. Going to be rebounded by Millway. Millway gets it up to Stewart. Stewart works it into the lane, goes off the glass. Good. Jonathan Stewart extends the lead, 43-33. 10-point lead, first double-digit lead of the night for either team. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Blavelt gives it off to Thackerson. Thackerson around the midcourt circle, guarded there by Jonathan Stewart. Gives it off to Bright around the three-point line near the Clinton bench, guarded by Miller. Gives it over to Thackerson. Thackerson works it into the lane, cut off there by Miller. Gets it off to Bright. Bright tries to spin around, go up for a shot. Off the rim, no good. Going to be rebounded there by Shanklin. Shanklin nearly walks with it, but gets his feet. Comes up court, goes into the lane, gives it off to Miller. Miller tries to go up, and it's off the glass. Good! Jonathan Miller, a twisting shot off the glass, and it's going to be a push there by Jeremiah Blavelt. Jeremy Miller really just trying to stand at the free throw line, and we're going to have I believe a technical called on Jeremiah Blavelt for pushing after the fact. The referees are discussing. Either way, the Wildcats lead 45-33, 12-point lead with 5:28 left in the third quarter. Again, the referee's still discussing. Looks like it should be an additional foul on top of the free throw that earned Miller the trip to the line, which aggravated Blavelt, and a nonsensical foul or nonsensical push there by Blavelt. Jeremy Miller's first free throw at the line. He dribbles, eyes his shot, going to be up and good. Rattles around and in. So apparently no foul is going to be called there on Blavelt, for maybe just a warning as the Dragons try to inbound it and it goes out of bounds. Wildcats lead 46-33, 5:28 once again left on the third quarter clock. Clinton inbounds it to Thackerson. Thackerson back to Harrison. Harrison dribbles it up, gets it to Garner in the front court. Back to Harrison. Harrison nearly loses his dribble, gets it to Thackerson. Thackerson comes in the lane, goes back out to Garner, who's unfortunately Kel Slater is going to run into him. Kel kind of lost the ball a little bit as he was searching. Garner went up to get it, and Kel ran into him. Really not his fault, but goes up. It will be Clinton ball on the inbound. Will be the first team foul of the second half here on the Wildcats. Bright has it for the Dragons. Bright gets it over to Blavelt. Blavelt around to Lane. Harrison, who gets it off to Garner. Garner tries to get to Thackerson back into Lane in the middle. Lane goes up for a shot, good. And it's a 46-35 lead for the Wildcats. 4:51 left in the third quarter. Kel Slater brings it up to court. Off a screen there by Jeremy Miller. Kel Slater goes into the lane. Shot no good, but a foul is going to be called on the Dragons as Kel Slater earns a trip to the line off of the nice screen set by Millway, and he goes in. Blavelt is going to have the foul call once again, and that will be Blavelt's fourth foul and the third team foul for the Dragons as Kel Slater is at the line. 4:43 left in the third quarter. 46-35 the lead. Now 47-35 as the Wildcats go back out to a 12-point lead once again. Largest lead of the night, tying the largest lead held earlier by the Wildcats. Clinton, I don't believe, has had more than a 3-point lead at the very beginning of the game. Kel Slater's second shot up, no good, but rebounded by Miller. Miller gets it out to Stewart for a three-pointer, no good. Going to be a long rebound out to Millway. Millway out to Shanklin. In the corner for a three, good, and it's going to be a foul called as well. Nice Nice job on the three-point shot to maintain focus by Shanklin. Shanklin gets the three-point make as well as the bucket, and he's going to be fouled going to the line. And I'm sorry, the foul is going to be by Jonathan Milloway. Got a little excited there on the call. Either way, the lead is 50-35 for the Wildcats. 4:30 left in the third quarter is what is shown on the scoreboard. The Dragons have it with Thackerson. Thackerson guarded by Slater near the mid-court stripe. Comes off a screen, does Thackerson, tries to work off another screen, but gets it over to Garner, who nearly has it and does have it taken away by Jeremy Miller. Jeremy Miller gives it off to Franklin, who goes up for a layup, and it's good. Shanklin goes up and has a 52-35 lead, and Clinton quickly responds, gets into the lane, does Thackerson, and a foul is going to be called there, I believe, on Milloway, which will be his fourth and the team fourth foul. So Jonathan Milloway saying that he was going straight up there and that shouldn't have been a foul. Either way, the Wildcats have a 52-35 lead with 4:03 left in the third quarter. A 17-point lead here for the Wildcats as the first free throw by Thackerson is up, no good. 4:03 left in the third quarter. Preston Turner comes in for Milloway on the substitution. Thackerson eyeing his next free throw. It is up, and again, off the iron, no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats because there was no Clinton defenders there. Get it to Kel Slater, drives in the lane. Kels goes up, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes back up. Again, no good, but another foul called right under the basket. These refs really like to call fouls in and around the basket, and as you heard Coach Taylor say earlier, the ones that didn't really need to be called were called, and the ones that were called earlier in the girls' game were really ones that didn't need to be. Either way, the Wildcats have a 17-point lead, 52-35. The lead now 53-35 as Kel Slater adds to the Wildcat lead. 3:54 left in the third quarter. Kel Slater back at the line for his second shot. He eyes the rim, extends the lead once again to 54 as he makes his second free throw. Nearly a 20-point lead here as the Wildcats take a 30-second timeout. We will take it with them. 54-35 the lead. 3:54 left in the third quarter. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. The Wildcats lead 54-35. If you're joining us on Oak Ridge Schools Channel 15 or prepradio.com, Wildcats have the lead with 3:54 left in the third quarter. Clinton to inbound it with Thackerson. Thackerson gets it into Garner. Garner is guarded there by Stewart, and a trap is coming, but he gets it off to Thackerson. Thackerson back to Bright. Bright drives in the lane, shot up, off the rim, and good. It is going to be Bright scoring there as it is 54-37. Wildcats come back with Shanklin. Shanklin for a three-pointer, shot no good off the rim. Rebound by Doty Truss. Doty Truss trying to get it to Garner. Garner coming across half court, 3:30 left in the third quarter, guarded there by Kel Slater. And it's going to be a foul on Kel Slater as he reaches in. Nearly came away with a tip there and a steal, but foul is called. It is going to be the fifth team foul on the Wildcats as Lucas Searcy is coming in the game for Slater. Clinton to inbound it near their bench side court with Bright. Bright gets the ball, 3:26 left in the third quarter. Wildcats leading by 17. Garner has it, gets it over to Thackerson. Thackerson pulls a long three-pointer, no good, rebounded by Bright down low. Shot goes up and good, and that's not a foul. Bright goes up, shot no good. and he's going to be foul called, I believe, on Shanklin. Going to be his second team 6th foul in the act of shooting. He will get 2 shots. Looked to me as Shanklin was going straight up and down there, but in the referee's mind, not the case, as Bright's first free throw rims out, no good. 54-37 the lead for the Wildcats, 3:14 left in the third quarter. As some people would say there, the ball don't lie. As Bright eyes his second free throw attempt, shot is good, and the lead is now down to 16. 54-38, Wildcat leads. Cersei has it, drives into the lane, steps around. Thackerson shot no good. Rebounded there by Preston Turner. Preston has it and gives it off to Miller around the 3-point line. Miller gets it back to Preston. Preston has it with 2:58 left in the third quarter. Back to Miller as they're trying to set up their offense. As Shanklin cuts to the lane, gets a shot off and good. Around the rim there as Stanford Shanklin extends the lead back to 18, 56-38. 2:43 left in the third quarter. Clinton has it, gets it to Harrison. Harrison back to Garner out at the key. Bright now to Truss. Truss back to Bright. Tries to dribble into the lane, cut off there by Franklin. Throws a shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes out to Garner. Garner guarded by Miller. Gets it over to Bright. Bright over to Thackerson. And a foul is going to be called here in the lane. I guess a blocking foul. Going to be called on Preston Turner. Going to be his second foul, team 7th foul. 1-1 here for the Dragons, who trail by 18 points, 56-38, 2:22 left in the third quarter, as Harrison is at the line. Harrison came out strong in the second quarter. First shot up, no good, as he hit three-pointers, but that shot no good. Rebounded by Oak Ridge, coming up court quickly, gets it to Cersei. In the lane, no good. Shot up, Jonathan Miller gets a rebound, no good, and a foul's going to be called on number 3, Garner, for the Dragons. 2:13 left in the third quarter, 56-38, the Wildcats lead. Jeremy Miller at the line as he was fouled on his put-back attempt. Jeremy Miller had 5 points in the first half. 3 of 4 of shooting, now 4 of 5 shooting from the free throw line, as he makes that one, 57-38. Jeremy Miller gets the second free throw. Shot up and good. 20-point lead once again for the Wildcats as it's 58-38, 2:13 left in the third quarter. Clinton trying to inbound it. They do to Garner. Garner gets it up court, trying to look into the lane. He does, goes up, throws a shot up, no good, but a foul going to be called, as I believe Jeremy Miller got stepped on, grabbing his ankle a little bit, and we're going to have a short timeout here as Shanklin was called for the timeout. Jeremy Miller down once again, seems to have rolled his ankle a little bit. We'll take a brief timeout and be back in 30 seconds.
Entering the game for the Wildcats, number 10, Jameson Upscraft.
James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. Wildcats lead 58-38, 2:08 left in the third quarter. Garner was, the Dragons are arguing that Garner was in the act of shooting when the foul was committed by Miller, as Garner will go to the line for his first free throw. 8th team foul on the Wildcats. First free throw good for Garner, as that brings the lead to 58-39, the Wildcats lead. Jeremy Miller went out with, I believe, an ankle injury, and the Wildcats brought in Jamison Updraft as Garner's second free throw is up and good. 58 to 40, I'm sorry, is the lead for the Wildcats. 2:05 left in the third quarter. Jonathan Stewart has it and gets up court and works it across the half-court line, gets it over to Shanklin. Shanklin fakes a three-pointer, drives into the lane, shot up and good. As Shanklin goes into the lane, Dodie Truss laying down literally in the middle of the court trying to get a timeout. Coach Lockhart very upset because Jonathan Stewart got the ball about the top of the key of the Dragons' three-point line. Didn't mean to, but apparently hit Dodie Truss in the face, split defenders, and got up court to allow Oak Ridge to score that on that possession. Coach Lockhart very upset, going to call a timeout here. Calls a full timeout as he is having a discussion with the referee here. 1:50 left in the third quarter. 60 to 40 is the lead for the Wildcats as we will take a 30-second timeout. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. Wildcats lead 60-40 over the Clinton Dragons. Coach Lockhart taking a timeout after that last possession, feeling that a foul should have been called on Jonathan Stewart, although unintendedly. We have 1:50 left in the third quarter. Wildcats have Cersei, Turner, Stewart, Shanklin, and I believe Updegraft in the game for the Wildcats. Garner goes into the lane, drives into the lane, shot up, no good, but it's going to be a foul called on, I believe, Jonathan Stewart, and it seems it's going to be on Preston Turner. It's going to be Preston's third foul, the 9th team foul for the Wildcats, as once again Jonathan Stewart showing a little bit of displeasure with the refs as he's kind of holding his hands straight up in the air there. And you can't really blame him because some of these fouls, as Garner's first free throw is up and good, some of these fouls really aren't fouls. Most of the players are going straight up and down, especially the Wildcats, as it seems as though the refs really like calling fouls in the lane, as Garner eyes his second free throw, and it is also up and good. 60-42 is the lead for the Wildcats. 1:41 left in the third quarter. Wildcats inbound it to Stewart. Stewart spins around, turns the ball over nearly as Cersei dives on the ball and calls a timeout for the Wildcats, and it goes over to Coach Green, who is going to have a discussion about the Wildcats and the offense that they want to set up. It is going to be a full timeout with 1:35. 60-42 is the lead for the Wildcats. We will take it with them. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. Wildcats leading by 18 points, 60-42. Wildcats to inbound it with 1:30 left on the clock. They do to Cersei. Off to Preston Turner, who wants to set up his offense here as the Wildcats have exploded for 21 points in the third quarter. Stewart has it and looking to get it to Updegraft. Updegraft over to I believe that's Cersei. Cersei back to Turner as they work it around the three-point line. Wildcats, Turner is dribbling it, hands it off to Stewart. Stewart looking to pass, but dribbles into the lane. Now deep into the lane. Shot up, no good. Going to be rebounded there by Garner. Garner gets it up to Thackerson. Thackerson tries to drive into the lane. 58 seconds left on the clock. Gets it out to Keith in the sideline for a three. So Keith gets a three-pointer for the Dragons, 60-45, the lead for the Wildcats, as we have 45 seconds left in the third quarter, and a foul is going to be called underneath the basket on the Dragons. Harrison, it's going to be Harrison's third foul, team sixth foul, so not in the 1-on-1 yet, but on the next foul the Wildcats will be. Jonathan Stewart to inbound underneath the basket. Jonathan looking, he gets it to Shanklin. Shanklin goes up off the glass, no good, gets his own rebound, back up and good as he fights through several swats there, and the Wildcats lead 62-45, 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Bright has it for the Dragons. The Wildcats want to put a little bit of pressure on them, maybe rush a shot to try to get the last shot. Garner does take the deep three-point shot, rebound by Thackerson. And Thackerson goes back into the lane, up and good, as that is going to be 62-47. Over the Wildcats lead over the Dragons. 14 seconds, 13 seconds. Cersei has it for the Wildcats. Get it over to Preston. Preston drives into the lane. Shot up, good! As 4 seconds left on the clock, Preston Turner scores late and the clock once again. Bright tries a long three-pointer, up, no good. And the Wildcats with a flurry of points in the second half and in the second quarter here, as they lead 64-47 over the Dragons to end the third quarter. Wildcats scoring 25 points in the third quarter there, led by a surge offensively. Obviously, Preston Turner getting the last points there in that quarter, as he did at the end of the first quarter. The Dragons only mustering 14 points in that third quarter, as the first quarter Wildcats led 22-19. At the end of the second quarter, the Wildcats once again led, but it was by a score of 39-33. Now the Wildcats have extended their lead 64-47 at the end of three. Want to once again mention that the boys JV defeated the Wildcat boys JV defeated the Clinton Dragons JV by a score of 56-37. We would also like to thank our camera crew tonight, Jordan Osborne and Christian Rosas Rodriguez. Would also like to thank David Clary, who is doing our stats here, helping us out tonight, as it looks like the Wildcats once again will start with the ball in the fourth quarter. Jonathan Stewart is going to be out there along with Stafford Shanklin. Also Jeremy Miller. Also Jonathan Milloway and Kel Slater for the Wildcats. A little bit of foul trouble, so Wildcats have to be careful here as they inbound it to Slater to start the fourth quarter. Gets it over to Miller. Miller back inside to Milloway. Milloway backing down Harrison, who swats it away from Milloway. Gets it up court to Thackerson. Thackerson goes up off the glass and good for 2 points. 64-49 the lead for the Wildcats. 7:40 left in the game here as Kel Slater has it across the half-court stripe. Over to Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart to Milloway. Milloway once again backing down. Spins off the glass. Good, and he's fouled. Fouled by Lane Harrison, I believe, that is going to be his fourth team foul. So also some foul trouble here for the Dragons as the Wildcat fans come alive and appreciate Jonathan Milloway's efforts there on that possession. Shot up for Jonathan Milloway and is good on the free throw. 67-49 the lead for the Wildcats. 7:30 left in the fourth quarter. Once again, 6 team fouls for the Dragons as Garner has it. He gets it over to Blavelt in the corner, who has 4 fouls. Blavelt got to be careful. Drives in, baseline, off the glass, good. He gets 2 points. 67-51 now the score for the Wildcats, who lead. 7:10 left in the game. It's going to be Slater who has it for the Wildcats. Dribbles to the elbow, kicks it out to Stewart. Back inside to Millway. Double team there. Dribbles it, and it's going to go off of Garner, I believe. So it's going to remain Wildcat ball. Preston Turner coming in once again to the game for I'm not sure who exactly went out there, but Dodie Trust coming in for Harrison of the Dragons. So substitutions made both ways. 7 minutes left on the clock. Kel Slater has it, gets into the lane, looking to pass it now. And it's going to be a 3-second call there on Kel as he picked up his dribble. Unfortunately, going to be a turnover for the Wildcats. 6:56 left in the game now as the Wildcats have a 16-point lead over the Dragons. They inbound it to Garner. Garner works it across half court and is guarded there by Kel Slater. Coach Lockhart trying to set up his offense, trying to get a screen there by Bob Velt, but Garner denies it, gives it over to Bright. Bright drives into the lane, met there by Preston Turner, who easily defends it. Shot up, no good. Rebound by Shanklin. Shanklin to Turner. Turner to Stewart. Stewart drives baseline, gets it out to Shanklin for three. Once again, no good. Rebound by Thackerson. Thackerson coming up the court quickly. 6:22 left in the game. As Bright gets it off to Bright. Bright reaches around, goes up and good. 67-53 now the lead for the Wildcats. 6:10 left in the game. Preston Turner has it at the free throw line. Shot good as he answers Bright's score. 69-53 as we go back and forth in the game. Wildcats setting up a little bit of a trap here, but Bright has it at the half-court line, works it up across, and is guarded by Stewart. 5:50 left in the third game as Jeremiah Blavelt takes and makes a long three-pointer for three. 69-56, Wildcats lead. 5:37 left in the game. Shanklin has it, tries to get it into Millway. Millway draws a double team, gets it though off to Preston Turner. Preston Turner goes off the glass, up and good. 71-56 now as we go back and forth in the game. Very tightly contested game here. A little bit of a rivalry game, as the Wildcats now have a 23 game streak that they have to protect. Jeremiah Blavelt off in the corner, shot no good for three, rebounded and tipped out of bounds by the Dragons' Bright. 5:07 left in the game, substitutions being made as Lane Harrison comes back in for the Dragons. 71-56 the lead for the Wildcats. Preston inbounds it to Kel. Kel taking his time getting up court. Works it across half court. Gets it over to Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan basically throws it away there to Thackerson. Thackerson has it, brings it up court, guarded by Stewart. Thackerson tries to drive into lane, spins around. Shot up, no good, but was fouled by Jonathan Stewart there as he brought his hand down in the middle of the lane. And that will send Thackerson to the line. Jonathan Stewart, that will be his third team. It was his third foul, 10th team foul, as the Wildcats have a 71-56 lead. Thackerson's first free throw up, no good. 4:47 left in the ball game here as the Dragons have closed the gap just a little bit. 15 points now as Thackerson is at the line once again. Thackerson makes his second free throw, which makes it 71-57, 14-point lead for the Wildcats. They inbound it to Kel Slater, who has it across half court with 4:40 left in the game. Kel directing the offense, trying to get Shanklin in set, and he does. Gets it over to him and over to Stewart. Stewart comes around the screen at the elbow, gets it over to Slater. Slater drives into lane, puts a shot up off the rim, no good. Going to be rebounded by Millway, no good. Going to be taken away. Garner races up the court for the Dragons. Wants to get a quick shot off, but not able to. Brings it back out, gets it over to Bright. Bright's at Thackerson in the corner. Thackerson comes in, has it stripped away by Kel Slater, who comes up court, drives in the lane, throws up a shot, no good, but rebounded by Preston Turner, and he's going to put it back up and good. 4:03 left in the game. 73-57, the Wildcats lead. Jeremiah Blavelt has it over to Thackerson. Thackerson to Bright for three, no good. The rebound is going to be contested, and it's going to be getting out to Millway. Millway is then going to be fouled on a reach-in by Garner. And I believe that is going to be Garner's it is his fourth foul. The team 8th foul. As the Wildcats are in the 1-and-1, so everything will be shooting from now on. Jonathan Millway at the line. The Dragons in a lot of foul trouble, as I believe Blauvelt is in foul trouble. Now Garner has 4 fouls. The Wildcats lead 73-57. Milloway at the line. 3:46 left in the clock in the game. Free throw up, no good. Rebounded by Harrison. Harrison, he gets it over to Garner. Garner works it, tries to take a 3-point shot off the rim, no good. And it's going to be tipped by Blauvelt in an attempt to save it. And it's going to be Wildcat ball. It looks like Coach Lockhart has called a timeout here, and he has. That is going to be a 30-second timeout. And we will take it with him as the Wildcats lead 73-57 with 3:35 left in the game. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. Wildcats lead 73-57 over the Dragons of Clinton. Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors for Oak Ridge Basketball: Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge, Tin Bank of Oak Ridge, Ortho Tennessee of Oak Ridge Utility District, and Mortgage Investors Group. We greatly appreciate their support and all they do for our basketball team and for our community. Wildcats have it with 3:35 left in the game. Shanklin to inbound, trying to get it to Slater. Eventually does, and Slater is going to try to work it up court. Gets it up court across the midcourt stripe, gets it to Johnson Stewart, who cuts baseline up, no good. Goes to Milloway, though, on the rebound, no good. Shanklin tries to bring it down, not able to, and it goes out to Garner. Garner gets it over to Harrison. Harrison spins in the lane, blocked by Milloway. Milloway gets it up court to Shanklin. Shanklin goes up for the dunk and slams it home. Stafford Shanklin adds to the Wildcat lead 75-57 as the Clinton Dragons come back up court. 3 minutes left in the game. Garner has it for the Dragons. Tries to drive into the lane. Kicks it out to Thackerson. Thackerson's 3-ball, no good. Rebounded on a long rebound to Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart, lob pass to Shanklin. Gets it, comes down with it. Tosses it off to Kel Slater off the glass and good. 77-57. And once again, a 20-point lead for the Wildcats. 2:36 left in the game. Dodie Truss has it. Gets it off to Harrison. Harrison shot up, no good. Shanklin with the rebound for the Wildcats off to Preston Turner. Preston nearly trapped, and it's going to be a nonsensical foul and an angry foul called on Lane Harrison, as I believe that will be his 5th team foul, or his 5th foul, and it is his 5th foul out of anger there, as he will have to come out of the game for the rest of the game. It is going to be the 8th team foul for the Dragons. Number 1, Rupert, is going to come take Harrison's place. Preston Turner going to the line with a 20-point lead. 2:25 left in the game. He eyes his first shot, and it's up and good. He earns a second on the 1-and-1. So the lead is now 21, 78-57. Wildcats putting it on the Dragons here, especially in the second half, being able to get out 25 points in the third quarter and an additional 14 points so far in the fourth. Preston's second free throw up and good. 79-57 the lead for the Wildcats. Blauvelt has it for the Dragons near the 3-point line. Passes it to Bright, who has it stolen by Jonathan Stewart. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. Jonathan unable to save it, but it's going to go out of bounds on Bright for the Dragons. Wildcats have possession with 2:13 left in the game, and this one's all but over pretty much in my opinion, as the Wildcats will inbound it to Milloway for an easy dunk. Nobody was guarding him. Thackerson couldn't get it, so Milloway has an easy put in. 81-57 the lead for the Wildcats. 2 minutes left in the game now as Bright has it in Dragon territory. Bright drives into the lane. It's going to be a foul called on Jonathan Stewart there in the act of shooting. I believe it's going to be Jonathan's it is his 4th team foul, or his 4th foul. It is going to be the 11th team foul. So the Dragons are in the double bonus. Bright at the line, as the Wildcats are going to get a lot of subs in here, and well earned, as you love to see these guys come in. Bright's first free throw up and no good. Coming into the game, number 4, Nick Dallas. Number 10, Jason Uptegraff. Lucas Searcy coming back into the game. Also in the game is Caden Uptegraft for the Wildcats. I'm going to have to work on that. As Bright's second free throw is up and good. Coming into the game is going to be the freshman Keith for the Dragons. So the Wildcat lead 81-58 with 1:55 left in the game. Preston Turner gets the inbound. Uptegraft takes the pass and is fouled by Doty Truss, and that is Jamison Uptegraft, as he is going to go to the line as more substitutions are going to be made by the Dragons. Number 1, Rupert, and number 4, Bright coming back in the game for the Dragons. Out goes Keith and out goes Truss. Jamison Uptegraff at the line, hopefully trying to get his first points of the night. 1:51 left in the game. 81-58, the Wildcats lead. Uptegraff eyes his first shot up, no good. Going to be rebounded by Garner. Garner comes down with it and works it across half court. If the Dragons want to have a shot, they're going to have a shot at winning the game. They're going to have to start shooting threes, and I believe they realize that. And it's going to be Garner coming off the screen, and I believe a foul is going to be called on Searcy. It will be Lucas Searcy's third foul, as he was guarding Garner there, who really hasn't been able to get going and really hasn't been able to score as many points as he would have liked to for the Dragons. He goes to the line. I believe that is the 12th foul on the Wildcats tonight, as he makes his first shot. 1:41 left in the game. 81-59, the lead for the Wildcats, as number 14 for the Dragons comes into the game. And sorry, he is not on our roster, but also coming back into the game is Keith for the Dragons. Garner trying for his second free throw, and it is good. So the lead is now 21, as the Wildcats lead 81-60. Wildcats working into Preston Turner. Preston gives it out to Nick Dallas. Nick Dallas goes off the glass, no good. Rebound is fought for and going to be out on the Wildcats. So the Dragons will take over on possession. Coming back into the game is going to be Rupert, Blavelt, and Bright for the Dragons as they take possession with 1:33 left in the game. They get it to Garner. Garner splits a double team there, gets it over to Rupert. Rupert for 3 off the glass, no good. Going to be taken by Searcy. Searcy works it up court, gets it over to Uptegraff. Uptegraff off the glass and good. His first points of the night for Jamison Uptegraff, as the Wildcats extend the lead to 83-60, but shortly lived is that 23-point lead as Bright scores off the glass for 2 points. 83-62 now the lead. Preston Turner comes up court and scores with 1 minute left on the clock. 85-62. Back and forth they go as Bright gives it off to Thackerson. Thackerson for 3 as he scores and cuts the lead to 85-65. A timeout is called and given to the Dragons. 1 minute timeout. We will take that timeout with them as the Wildcats lead with 50 seconds left in the game.
Basketball fans, on Tuesday, December 15th, you can catch the Wildcats in action at the track at Anderson County High School with Play Matters. Tickets can only be purchased online through TicketStream. Girls JV will play at 4:30. The Lady Wildcats tip off at 6, with the boys varsity beginning at 7:30 p.m.
James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. The Wildcats lead 85-65 over the Clinton Dragons with 50 seconds left in the game. Uptegraft, Jamison that is, going to inbound for the Wildcats, as we have a little bit of a scoring issue possibly here, as it seems whatever the issue was got settled and we are now set to play. Jamison to inbound it. Searcy to set a screen for Turner. Turner gets the ball, and is guarded there by Keith. Turner works it up court, double teamed, and gets it across the midcourt stripe. Turner gets it over to Nick Dallas, but not before a travel. Preston just got going a little bit too fast there, as Clinton is going to make subs as they bring Rupert, Blavelt, and Bright back in, and seems to be their scoring unit as they make subs offensively. Wildcats lead 85-65 with 42 seconds left in the game. Gardner has it, works it across half court to the top of the key and turns it over there, and it's going to be Nick Dallas who gets it off to Jamison. Jamison nearly dribbles it away, and it's going to be taken there by Clinton as a jump ball is called. Possession arrow is going to go to Clinton with 29.5 seconds left in the game. The Wildcat lead at 25, so the Wildcats look to go 5-1, 3-0 in district play here as we tick off these last couple seconds. Bright drives into the lane, kicks it out to Thackerson. Thackerson off to Blavelt. Blavelt fakes a pass, takes it, gives it off to Bright. Bright drives in just inside three-point line, shot no good. Rebounded by Cersei, and Preston Turner's gonna have it with 13 seconds. Gets it back to Cersei, gotta get it across the half-court stripe, and Preston Turner does with 7 seconds. The Wildcats can dribble out this victory, and Preston Turner drives in, pulls it back out, fakes the shot just to fake everybody out there a little bit, and the Wildcats are gonna, like I said, take a 5-1 record and a 3-0 district record as well right now, as they defeat the Clinton Dragons for the 24th straight time. As we are going to take a break here shortly, probably a 3-minute break, as Coach Green is going to talk to his team, and he will be back up with us shortly, and we will also try to have statistics for you here. Once again, the Wildcats victorious 85-65, as we will be back in 3 minutes. Jordan, have I ever told you you're the man? Did you get it just in time? Was she packing up? One second. Yeah, go ahead and send it to me. James Branson back here at Wildcat Arena. The Wildcats doing the trifecta tonight. 3-game sweep. Not necessarily over the Clinton Dragons. 2-game sweep over the Dragons. The Lady Wildcats victorious earlier tonight over the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa. To run down those scores for you. The boys JV, Oak Ridge JV team won 56-37 over the Clinton boys JV team. The Lady Wildcats victorious earlier with a victory over the Lady Tornadoes. The Lady Wildcats playing the Tornadoes tonight due to COVID issues for Clinton, who was not able to play, and Lady Wildcats had to prepare on a short week. And of course, the Oak Ridge boys victorious tonight by a score of 85-65 over the Clinton Dragons. The Wildcats were led in scoring tonight by Stafford Shanklin, who had 19 points for the Wildcats. He had a really great night. Hit a three-pointer, had a couple putbacks that were close to the rim, and had one dunk that was really nice as he was driving into the lane. The second leading scorer for the Wildcats, Preston Turner, had 17 points. Preston coming on strong there in the second quarter and really throughout the second half as he was getting a lot of putbacks there for the Wildcats. Also for the Wildcats, Jonathan Millaway had 15 points and Kyle Slater also had 15 points. Two guys that really seem to be in rhythm, along with Stafford Shanklin, who have played all 7 of the games, 6 of the games for the Oak Ridge Wildcats, who are now 5-1 with their victory over the Dragons. The other scorers in the game tonight were Jeremy Miller, who had 10 points. He had a really good second quarter and a finish to the second quarter, hitting a dunk there at the end and going 3 of 4 from the free throw line to end the second quarter, and also hit some free throws in the second half. Jonathan Stewart, fresh off the football team, who was recognized here at halftime for their state runner-up finish, had 7 points in the game tonight. Coach Gaddis briefly talked and really appreciated the fans coming out to support the football team as they made it to the state championship game. And you know, Coach Green was excited to get some of those football players back. And the last scorer in the game tonight was Jamison Uptgraft, who scored 2 points late in the fourth quarter for the Wildcats. Once again, the Wildcats defeat the Dragons 85-65, a 20-point lead, and the lead really kind of grew all night long for the Wildcats, who extended their lead really well in the third quarter. The scoring by quarter for the Wildcats was 22 points in the first quarter and 17 points in the second quarter. So the Wildcats led 22-19 after one quarter and 39-33 in the second quarter. The Wildcats really exploded in the third quarter there and scored 25 points, which put the lead at 65-47. The Wildcats finished the game scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter and 85 points total in the game to give the Wildcats a 85-65 victory, as Coach Green is looking over the scoring and the statistics from the night tonight and joining us here in the booth as he is also looking for a chair. The Wildcats victorious once again over the Dragons. 24th time in a row the Wildcats have won. Coach, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on the win.
Thanks, man. It's always a battle against Clinton.
shot the eyes out of him in the first half. So and we're trying to take Gardner out. I mean, he's been scoring crazy numbers. So I got some guys in the first half make some of those plays, make some shots. I think Harrison made 3 threes. Daxton made 0. We're playing a bunch of foul trouble all night. I know they had a little bit too, but just one of those games, a lot of fouls called, kind of ugly game, but anytime you get a 20-point win over Clinton, we'll take it.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the theme throughout the night, not just in your game, but in the Lady Wildcats game. A lot of fouls being called there in the – sorry, Coach.
Yeah, we'll try that again.
A lot of fouls being called there in the lane in all the games tonight. You mentioned Gardner really didn't score very much tonight, and you guys did a really good job on him. It seemed like Clinton kind of closed the gap a little bit there in the second quarter, but you responded in the third quarter, really had a breakout quarter there.
Yeah, we did. I thought, again, coming in the game, we wanted to try to, really double Gardner and, try to make some of those other guys, with those, they've got guys that can play, around Gardner. He's not their only player, but, with the numbers he's been putting up, he had 55 one night. I think he had 47, 37, 36. Somebody the other day said he was one of the top high school scorers as far as average into 6 games in the country. But so we obviously put a lot of focus on him, and it gave some opportunities for some of those other guys. In the first half, and again, Lane Harrison being the one now, he had 12 and had, I think, 10 of those in the first half. So that was probably, the difference. But yeah, I mean, I thought we battled through some foul trouble. Milway played in foul trouble the whole night. I thought he got banged around a little bit, honestly. I mean, he's getting out, what I feel like beat to death down there, and if he breathes on somebody, it's a foul. But it is what it is. I mean, we got to play through some of those things, and it's a rival game, and sometimes it can end up that way.
Coach, you had your football guys back, which is always nice. Jonathan Stewart coming back. Didn't start tonight, nor did Preston Turner, but came in and really did well for you. I think you have the scores there and how well they scored for you. It's nice to have them back.
Yeah, just looking at the stat sheet, I didn't realize Preston had 16 points, which to me that was a quiet 16. I thought he'd done some good things. He ended up finishing the game at the point guard position, which he's not a point, but yeah, I thought Stewart come in and made a couple threes. I mean they're going to be, as the fifth quarter ends, but they're going to be a little bit rusty. They'll continue to get better, but as long as those guys are playing hard, all that other stuff will come.
Great win tonight, and really, like we said, that breakout quarter, extending that lead in the game there. Keeping it at 20 points, how important was that, especially late in the game? You had about 4 minutes left, and they started substituting guys in to try to get their offense going. They really weren't able to.
Yeah, I mean, especially the team that can make threes. So it's really, a lead can be cut in half pretty quick, just in a couple possessions with the 3-point line. So, we got it. I thought our defense was a lot better there in the third quarter. We didn't give up quite as much stuff, and that allowed us to get out and transition a little bit and stretch the lead out.
Coach, you got Anderson County up next. Any thoughts as you look forward to them coming up next?
Yeah, we obviously have spent most of our time the last couple of days just simply focused on Clinton. So Anderson County's got a good squad. I think they're 4-5-1 if I'm not mistaken. Only loss been to Fulton. Jeremy Miller turned his ankle down there a little bit, so he said he could go back in. He didn't seem seemed a little bit hobbled on it, so we took him back out. So we'll see how serious that is. Hopefully he'll be okay. But one good thing about this team is we do have some depth, and whether it be quarantines or COVIDs or injuries or whatever, we usually have some next man up mentality with our depth.
Well, and as you mentioned that, how has it been trying to practice this week or this year? You've had several games where you've had double-digit days off, and is that hard to keep your guys motivated and going? Yeah, I mean,
we've had just like all teams, we're not the only teams that's had to deal with it. I know Jackson Garner, he'd been on quarantine. I think he was released today, so he hadn't even practiced with the team or done anything. So, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals. I mean, really, it's day by day. we're trying to, obviously be smart, have our guys wear masks, not, be socially distanced and quarantine. I mean, as far as sanitize all the locker room stuff and all the stuff that you're supposed to be doing, we're trying to do. But again, it's just a crazy time. I mean, Knox County shut down. They can't practice or play till January 5th. I mean, if you think about that for a second, what's today, December 12th? What is today?
The 11th.
So December 11th. So almost a month, the Knox County, schools can't even practice.
And most of our league is in Knox County.
Yeah, so we have half the league in Knox County. I mean, so it's just, we're supposed to go to the Arby's Classic at Christmas, which is a very good Christmas tournament. That was canceled. We got picked up Cleveland's Christmas tournament. That was canceled today. I haven't even told the parents and stuff yet, but it looks like now we're going to Alcoa at Christmas and play Alcoa and Webb at this point. So it's just, for coaches, it's a frustrating, it's really a mess. I mean, if you lose a game, you're trying to pick up a game. But again, everybody's having to deal with it. My hope for the kids' sake, all of our kids around the area that play basketball, is that they have the opportunity to play. I mean, even if you didn't ask me, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents on what I think about it. Even if we have to, get all the fans out of the arenas, out of the gyms, and just have the players, refs, score clock, people, and we got enough technology where people can watch the
minimal
game.
as possible.
Yeah, we got enough. If that is an issue, my advice would be don't rob it from the high school players, because we know firsthand we got the state tournament taken from us last year because of COVID. So it's got I've got a little bit of a ill attitude toward it, honestly, because of that. And it's not like college. In college, all these, if you're a senior in college playing right now, Division I or Division II, you have another year because of COVID. Well, these high school kids don't, so they don't have another year. I'm all about safety. I'm all about keeping people safe. But if it gets to the point where it's getting bad, I think there's ways I think we can play the games, take temperatures. I think they're safer probably at the games with everybody's being checked for temperatures, everybody's monitored, versus if you're not playing. Yeah, spacing. If you're not playing a game, they could be out at friends' house, parties, whatever, and not social distancing, not taking their time. I mean, it's just so, that's just my opinion on it. I know nobody asked me. It doesn't mean much, but I'm just crossing my fingers that we can get through this and continue to play basketball.
Coach, on a little bit lighter note, I think David Clary wants me to ask you about Christmas memories.
Yeah. So, we do that every year. This is our 11th year doing it. We're having it December 20th. We've got about 15 kids so far, roughly, maybe a few more than that. But yeah, so if you're listening and have a little bit of extra money that you want to give over the break for what we do, for every $100 that we get, we take a kid shopping in our system here in Oak Ridge, local kid that needs it, that may not get a Christmas if we don't. So if it's $100, $25, or $5,000, we'll take 100% of that money, and our players, both girls and boys programs, will take that particular kid shopping at Walmart on December 20th and let them spend $100. It's a great experience not only for the kids that are getting to go shopping, but it's a great experience for our players.
Well, obviously a great experience, and it's building that community, and you're giving back to your community. It makes those guys that you're taking, or those kids that you're taking shopping, want to come up and play for you.
Yeah, that, and I honestly think our players, get more out of it. Sometimes in the kids, they get that feeling of what it feels like to give. So it's a good thing we've started, and so if you're listening and you have a little extra money, I know there's a lot of stuff around that you can do. I think there's a lot of local stuff that you can donate to, but we'd love to have the help. And for every $100 we get, that's another kid we add to our list.
Awesome, Coach. Well, we appreciate that and appreciate that plug right there.
And just a couple, while I'm on the radio here, just a couple scheduling updates. And again, this changes daily. It changed today. The Cleveland Christmas tournament that were replaced with the Arby's is canceled. As of right now, we're going to Alcoa and play Alcoa, and Webb will be there. We'll probably play those two teams. We're trying to add one more team. That'll be December 28th, 29th, and 30th. If we can't add another team, we'll probably just play round robin, probably Alcoa and Webb 2 nights. But that's the plan right now. Anderson County game is this Tuesday at Anderson County. We figured to go ahead and move that up and try to go ahead and get another district game in since Knox County can't play, so that was not on the schedule. We were actually supposed to play we wasn't supposed to have a game on Tuesday. And then on Thursday and Friday, we were supposed to go to the 5-star prep hoops at Farragut. We're supposed to play Concord Christian on Thursday, Farragut on Friday. Well, with Knox County shutting down, can't play there. So we're trying to play Concord Christian on Thursday, probably at their place, and then we may be traveling to Riverdale to play Lebanon on Friday. So that's just a craziness. I know you're thinking, wow. But yeah, that's happened in the last, that's what I've been dealing with today, not to mention to get ready for a game. So it's just something the coaches are having to do. I'm trying my best when we lose a game, just try to find another game so our kids don't lose that opportunity to play.
Absolutely. And it's always kind of cool to travel to different places as well throughout Tennessee.
Yeah, and it's tough. You're probably frowned upon to stay at a hotel right now, but we can travel to hopefully to Riverdale and play the game, come home, and let the parents drive their kids and stay socially distanced and still try to play the game. So it's a moving. I don't know really the word to describe it. I don't think there is a word.
Fluid situation.
Yeah, fluid. There you go. I would like to call it a debacle. But yeah, I mean, and again, it's not just our program. Every coach is dealing with it, and like I said earlier, I just hope we can do everything we can to keep our players, not only our players, but all the players across East Tennessee and the state, and for the country for that matter, playing basketball.
Coach, we appreciate you, and congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks.
That was Coach Aaron Green, once again victorious 85-65 over the Clinton Dragons, where the Wildcats, also victorious earlier tonight, were the Lady Wildcats, who beat the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa 78-52, and the boys JV won 56-37 over the boys Clinton Dragons JV team. Would like to give a shout out to Jordan Osborne, who is our camera personnel tonight, along with Christian Rosas Rodriguez. We really appreciate those two. Also, David Clary doing stats for us as well. And hope everyone is staying safe and healthy for all those people. And I'm going to go ahead and read our sponsors one more time. Fox Insurance Group of Oak Ridge, 10 Bank of Oak Ridge, Ortho Tennessee of Oak Ridge Utility District, and Mortgage Investors Group. Many of those sponsors were people that not only helped us out in basketball, but in football as well. We really appreciate them and all they do. Once again, Wildcats, 3 victories over the night. We really appreciate you listening to us, tuning us in, and the next broadcast will be Tuesday, as Coach Green said, at Anderson County. And for all those that were involved in our broadcast, so long, everybody.